if she can quit and it's effectively giving me like extra years with her,
Right.
I want to do that for other people.
Interesting. Like
Back then, a lot of it was like word of mouth, or
Right.
there'd be a meetup spot, and then people would talk, and then they'd go off to the illegals on a certain street or something.
forwarding messages, right?
Yeah, exactly. The fenders were cut, but instead of cut like the radius of a tire, they were cut like a 2-year-old with scissors, like in an octagon. We want everybody that walks in to not just be a customer, but be like a part of like the golden family.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Stay the fuck away. Got up on my side. Look like I'm triple A. Any motherfucking time, any motherfucking day. Demons all about me and they take it all up.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of the Monday Again podcast. We're here joined with the actual GOAT himself. We got John, the owner of Golden Vapor. He was able to provide us some exotic drinks again, which I'm going to try some type of milk tea with mint. And then what you got, bro?
I got the melon cream soda, my favorite, honestly.
Getting high in his own supply.
Every day. Iggy had it wrong.
I got the strawberry Ramu bottle, carbonated soft drink. I have not tasted this before. I don't know what getting myself into, but I'm going to give it a shot.
You've never had like the Ramune in like the glass bottle?
Oh, yeah. Is it the same thing?
Same thing,
Just
different
carbonated.
container and larger. Yeah.
So this is baller. Does it have like a marble in here?
Nah.
Oh. Wait. Oh, this has no red 40. That's good. Wow. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need the red 40.
No red 40 needed.
That's okay. Yeah, usually Fanta has that crazy red 40. So kicking off, like we said, this is going to be a bit of a open-ended podcast. We're live on Instagram as we speak. A couple people here checking us out. Like I said, here with Jonathan from Golden Vapor. Super cool, super big projects that we've been having as of the last, I don't know, what, like 6 months? It's been like 6 months, more or less, probably less.
Kind of blossomed a lot with, I think, Stan Small, honestly.
Right, which is
Yeah.
what, June?
Yeah.
June, yeah. So crazy because I had no like actual connection with Golden Vapor prior to that.
No.
Like you knew about me, I knew about you, but it was just kind of like, oh, they reached out, and like I said, I was like, I'm gonna wait off a little bit because I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with that. And then I got a message from Diego telling me, hey man, if you don't reach back, he's gonna pull out from that offer. And I was like,
what am I, like, unapproachable or something?
No.
Or like, what? Like,
I don't know. I just thought like for me it was like kind of a big deal, and I was a bit hesitant. Like I kind of tend to procrastinate a little bit and put things like back a little bit so I can like process them. Just kind of like when we were
Okay,
talking about
okay.
the sponsorship for Gatlinburg, I was like,
yeah.
hey, give me a second to process this. You know?
Second turned into like 7 hours.
Right. So I mean, just kind of bringing that up a little bit. What was your approach to like wanting to approach this? Because like for me, it didn't come like as a surprise, but it was definitely something that I wasn't necessarily expecting. Because I was hitting up my sponsors, right? I was like, hey, who can I talk to? Who can I ask about this? And then you came from like left field, like, hey man, I want to like take part of this. Like, why did it come out from you like that?
So the biggest thing I would say would probably be the fact that I had seen a lot of the work that you had done.
Mhm.
I knew, I guess you could say we had mutual circles
Right.
when it came to certain things. But we've always wanted to be involved in the car scene as much as we can. And that goes further back from when we had like a car shop, different things.
Right.
Lisa and I and my wife, we're into cars in and of itself. We have a lot of friends into cars. And then it being something that was different for the area, we definitely wanted to be involved. A lot of the car events aren't necessarily something where we can even typically sell at or typically do things at.
Right.
But we always want to show the support, especially for like the local scene. Some of the bigger shows or different out of towner things like that, we may not show, we'll show up, we'll show out and different things, but probably not sponsors.
Yeah,
but
because you don't have a lot to gain because of the vapors, like vape
Yeah.
stuff that you can't sell, like you said, right? Yeah, no, for me, like I said, it was super flattering to find that out, and like I always knew about you guys existing. Like I said, and like I think it was like the first episode where I was like, I always see the logo, and I was always the one putting the logo on like the stuff,
Springfest and everything.
Yeah, and it's always been around, so it was like super cool to like figure out and be able to make that happen. So again, always been super grateful for it. Making this interactive, there's actually a question here from Edgar, YRK Edgar, saying, what made Jonathan do Golden Vapor? Like, what was the reason why you like
So you want the long story or the short story?
the true story?
I mean, they're both true. It's just one will take 5 minutes,
let's-
one will take
Let's do it
20
right
seconds.
right in the middle. Right in the middle.
right in the
I
middle.
say short.
Short? Okay, short. That was his opinion.
Short?
Yeah.
20 seconds. Well, not even 20 seconds. Help people stop smoking.
Oh, okay.
Long story about it though is I had always smoked cigarettes. My mom had always smoked. She always had that whole do as I say, not as I do type thing.
Right.
Of course, that didn't work. I started smoking at 16, I think. Smoked mid 20s, tried to stop, tried the pills, tried the Chantix, tried the patches, tried everything else. Didn't work. Got to the point I tried cold turkey. It worked for a little bit. And then I even started like smoking cigarettes like behind Lisa's back.
Oh,
Yeah. Right.
not behind the Y.
Yeah. We weren't married at that time, but still forgive me, please. So then at that time, I think it was like 2010, 2011, an employee of ours at the car shop back in the day ordered an e-cigarette from China, brought it over, thought it was cool. He tried it, kind of worked for him. I was like, I'll give it a shot.
And this is when they were like little pins, like little sticks, right?
Little pans, or either almost like a flashlight. You'd put like wires on the end.
Stick.
Yeah, you didn't have any of this adjustability, nothing like that. So gave it a try. It helped me out. I was like, okay, I'll give some to some friends, see if it helps them, help them. The big one was I got my mom one. She had smoked for 41 years at that time, and she was able to quit.
Oh, with the
e-cigarette. Yeah. So when she was able to quit, that's when I kind of had like this like click in my head, like, if she can quit and it's effectively giving me like extra years with her,
right?
I want to do that for other people.
Interesting.
I want to get a vape. Oh, what do you vape now? Oh, I don't vape. Do you smoke? No. You shouldn't pick up a habit. Like if you don't have the habit, don't pick up the habit. It's a crazy thing, but we are in a business and in the industry, and the way that I see it is we're in the only industry where our goal is to not have customers.
Right.
We want everybody to stop smoking to the point that then they start vaping and then they come down on their nicotine level. If they don't, go to a lower nicotine level, cool. But eventually nobody's smoking, nobody's vaping, nobody's doing anything.
Wow. Which is super interesting because like opening a third location when trying to have less customers is kind of ironic, but it's cool though. Like it's cool. Like it means like, something's working at least.
Dude, fuck, dude. Quitting cigarettes period is like fucking hard.
Yeah.
I can personally tell you that I started smoking when I was like 16, and then I quit just cold turkey just out of like, because I moved to Dallas when I was like about 19, and out there I was like, damn, dude, like I don't want to fuck with my apartment. It was hard. I was still smoking pretty often. And I think it was until like I was like 21 or like 22 of what is that, like fucking, I don't know how many years. But damn, bro, like it was a big vice. Like I'll tell you straight up, it was a big vice. I didn't really consider vaping because in my opinion, like my personal view is that it's like this almost the same thing. But not as bad. And yeah, no, I could definitely see like you helping other people. That's like pretty cool.
It's crazy because for me, it's kind of like a blessing and a curse to have asthma because it's like, sure, growing up, maybe like 15, 16 years old, like you always get this group of kids like, oh, smoking, like just because it looks cool. Like it's not because it's actually like fiending. But I do remember having a group of friends where like they were fiending because that's what they had at home and like they actually needed a cigarette growing up. It's like, oh, I have one. You want to try it? And I would, but like I couldn't process that, bro. Like there's just absolutely no way my lungs can like handle that. And like, sure, baby lungs, I don't know, you adjust to it. Like I did at one point smoke the other stuff and like it was fine, but I don't know, there's something about tobacco that just doesn't work for me, and like I can't.
It was taboo or what?
No. It's just that my lungs can't handle it, and like the smell, it's just everything. I'm really super picky about shit like that. But like even vapor, like even when I've tried, it's so dense. Like how do people even do that? Like
yeah, I mean it's a real big thing. Like I actually grew up with like really really bad asthma from the time I was born. I grew out of it by the time I was like 13 or something.
Must be nice.
So at least that. But yeah, the biggest differences between like tobacco or vaping and is all the carcinogens and the other like 9,000 chemicals you get in an actual cigarette when you're burning something, as opposed to vaporizing. So, I mean, it's a hard thing to say. 100%, it's not 100% better for you, but it's 95% less harmful. So at least that. And the big thing is we just want people to stop smoking. And then once all those people stop smoking, then eventually, hopefully, they'll all stop vaping.
You ever been in a situation where, like you said, you have a customer that never has done both, and they just pull up? Not that you necessarily steer them away from a cell, but like, has that been a thing? Maybe like you see them like, maybe it's not the best for you. Has that ever been a thing to you?
We've told plenty of people, yeah, like you shouldn't do it. Like if you don't have the habit, you don't smoke, you don't vape, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah,
And we'll tell them multiple times, but at the end of the day,
it's their choice.
you're an adult. If you want to buy one,
Yeah.
you can buy one.
And how many times has that like not worked, but like actually you've steered away a cell? Like, don't do it. Has that ever happened? Because yeah, really.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Because like, I don't know. I feel like obviously every line of business has those people that are like, no, like I don't give a fuck. Like, we're still, even if it's bad for you, like we're still gonna make that
There
sale.
are, but I mean, anybody can tell. I mean, it goes back to the thing like, why are we involved with like the car stuff when we don't have anything to do with car stuff?
Yeah.
Why aren't we involved with, doing like canned food donations or
Mhm.
different stuff? Why do we have like the car meets or doing the podcast like with you guys or
right.
different things? It's more so to help people to evolve, to grow, to, expand and do different things and
Mhm.
do things better. So telling somebody that they shouldn't pick up a habit is really no different.
Yeah.
Like if it's not for them, I'm not gonna force it upon them. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah. Touching base on the car, everybody knows. Everybody associates the 430 with Golden Vapor. I mean, one thing, you have the fucking big ass banner on it. They see red on it. They see the logo. It's just so synonymous, obviously. And like, when did you steer, like, because you've always been into the car stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
give me a timeline of when you decided to maybe incorporate the Golden Vapor stuff to the cars. What cars did you have? Like, what was it? What was the timeline like from Golden Vapor to the Ferrari to incorporating it all together? Because somehow it all meshed and it's all synonymous to it.
So we incorporated Golden Vapor into the Ferrari as soon as we did the Ferrari, which was in 2019 January, and then debuted it at Springfest that year at the Coliseum with Diego. It's funny you say it's synonymous, but I actually get a lot of people that have no idea.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I can literally get out of the car somewhere and people will be like, oh, well, what's that place? And they'll point to like the banner, or they'll be
Right.
like, what do you do? Or, oh, I haven't seen this car around, or
Yeah.
different stuff.
Well, I think it's also like, if you know, you know. Like, for
Yeah.
example, yeah, because like anybody who saw it for the first time in Springfest is like, oh yeah, that's the Golden Vapor car, you know? So I mean, I think it also has to do with like the fact that you kind of keep it to where not everybody's always looking at it, like seeing it, like you keep it to like only shows that you want to come out, because we all know those people who get a clean ass build or like just build something super cool and they burn the hell out of it. They go everywhere. They go to all these meets, they go to all these shows, and then you're just tired of seeing it. That's the beauty of the Ferrari, I think, because, or like the way you handled this particular car is that like it's exclusive. It feels exclusive when it's out. It
And
feels
what's funny about
exclusive.
that is it's not even nowhere near 100% intentional. That
Really,
it's just being busy. It's kind of hard to be like, I can't tell you how many times there's been like, oh, I want to go to this meet or I want to go to this show.
Mhm.
And it's like, I'm going to plan to,
Right.
but then something else comes up, or, somebody calls out, or have some computer work to do, or have a
Right.
meeting to attend, or have something going on, and it just doesn't work. So while I can see it being that way, it's not intentional. So nobody take it personal that it hasn't showed up to
Yeah.
your meet or your show or something like that.
That was just interesting because, like I said, every time it comes out, it's like, oh, everybody feels like super. Oh, my thing is very special because it came out, and like, I mean, to a degree, I feel like it should be that way too. Because
Well, the Stance Mall was the first thing that it went to when it got back from California this last time, because we always have it worked on or stuff done to it out in California at a certain shop.
That's crazy. Sorry, I'm looking into the live here with Instagram, and I did have a question earlier. It was specifically for Vlad. Like I said, it's kind of like an open-ended podcast. They're asking, again, it doesn't have to be like anything personal, but it was like, what made you come back to El Paso? Because they knew you were gone for a little bit.
Damn, who asked that?
I think it was Gandamu. Wait, let me see. Yes, it was Gandamu.
All right. So those who have gotten close to me know that I talk about Dallas like all the time.
Oh yeah,
That's like,
no,
Yeah,
really?
all the-
I don't think.
I think like
literally,
7 times over.
literally all the time. And that was like the city for me that like opened up the world, like my point of view of the world. And it made me realize that El Paso's like not the only place that exists, because growing up, I did live in other places. I lived in Mexico, but it's not anywhere near as like you come back to the States and then you live somewhere else. It's like totally different.
Bro, Vlad's childhood is like You can make a movie out of that, bro.
Hey, play that violin, the sad violin. I'm just kidding.
No. Hold on. Sorry. Like, sorry to interrupt you, but and again, we always go back to Gap. Like me and Vlad had a lot of bonding time during Gap, bro.
Yeah,
like we
dude.
really did. We were stuck with each other for what, 5 days, and like there was nothing else to do but to bond, you know. So he's
Nothing
just
wrong with that.
we're talking, like we're on the road, whatever. I think I was driving in this time. He's just like, "Hey man, like this is super cool. Just let you know, blah blah blah." And just eventually, conversation steered into like his childhood, and I'm like, damn, I think I made a comment of like, yeah, like I have both parents at home and like they love each other. And this is
He's flexing on me, bro.
and this was starting to seem like I was flexing. He's like, yeah, no, fuck all that. I hate so and so and so and so, like about my family. But I was like, that's crazy. And like the more I knew, the more interesting he was, obviously. But like, I don't know. I was just saying because like people don't know that side of him, and like it's his business to like tell everybody or whoever he wants to tell. But at the same time, it's like it's super interesting. And if I had the ability to write a script about his life, like I think I could. Like that shit was super interesting. But sorry, continue. You were leaving off on Dallas and like your perspective on like coming back and so forth.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just have it like in such a high regard because the car scene was like one of the biggest things that I noticed was so different. And it was something that like kept me like chilling over there. And it was, I don't know, like it was just really cool because I was into cars. People that I met were into cars. We all kind of like, whoa, that was like the first way that I was able to make friends. Cause keep in mind, dude, like I was offered a really good job. I moved out there and I was like working. And then I got to the point where I didn't have to work that much and I was earning pretty good money. And then I have like no friends for a really long time and I'm still going to school. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna start going out more. And then I started going out more. I met like car homies and then it was just really cool, like the experience, because I was pretty young, dude. I was pretty like young, like 19, and it was something like where my family was like, we're never really like been close, and it was kind of like a no brainer, like, oh yeah, if I want to leave, I could just leave, you know. But being out there, at a certain point, all good things come to an end, and I don't mean that like Dallas came to an end, but the job that I had,
yeah.
the job that I had came to an end. I came back down to El Paso pretty often. It was really cool because I had a job that was super flexible. I was coming down here and then I met my wife, Selena. And I was like, dude, like, maybe I don't have to keep living out there. But then I was like, nah, because El Paso's boring, doesn't have shit to do. But like slowly I started appreciating it a bit more. And then Selena told me, she's like, oh, I don't want to live here anymore. So boom, we moved to like San Antonio. Because she was like, I don't want to go to Dallas because all your exes are there and you're going to fuck all your exes and blah, blah, blah.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And I was like,
Escalated quickly.
yeah, no, dude. And I was like, that's not at all what's going to happen. So then we went to San Antonio and then she's like, yeah, dude, I fucking hate this place. And I was like, well, try Dallas. And there was like a good position like open in Dallas in the company she was with. So she like said, fuck it, let's do it. So we were living there. It was pretty good. But then obviously like towards the time of COVID started being like a really big issue. And we went on lockdown and we came back and we were living like with her brother. And we were like here, we were having a good time. We were like smoking brisket every other fucking day, like because he bought a smoker, like with the stimmy, you know? And and we were just blowing it on like cool shit, like to do, just hang out here. And I was like, you know what? Like the vibe here is cool. And then we moved back to Dallas after lockdown. And then, you know, kind of like tragedy happened. Her brother like got in a car accident and he passed away like on impact. And then Selena's been like the total opposite of me. My wife is like, she's become like my everything. Slowly, I've had to like really like learn that. But she like was really close with her family.
Mhm.
And it's so foreign to me. That concept is so foreign to me still to this day, bro. Where like, we hang out on the weekends. We watch the Cowboys play. We all fuck around, talk shit. We do jokes and this and that. And for me, it's like, dude, like I'm just used to being by myself. I'm used to being with you, you know, cool. And then I knew that it was like a choice that we were gonna have to make. So then, boom, we moved back to El Paso because she wanted to be close to family, and it was kind of like a no choice given. And I hated it at first. But like over time, like I said, I mean, I've been kind of like, I like it here. It's pretty cool. We got our house like shortly after for a fucking steal. I'm not gonna disclose how much, but I promise if I say it, a lot of people are gonna fucking get super fucking jealous. But we got our house at a really good fucking price at a good time, and then our dogs and everything. Like our life kind of just became like a happy home, you know. And that's really why I came back. Like I
6
came back-
dogs, by the way.
Yeah, I have 6 dogs now. Yeah, but I
6 dogs and
Yeah.
his heart grew by 6
I know
sizes.
6 sizes like the Grinch.
Yeah, and it's crazy you say that because I'm over here I've been here like in my head about moving to Dallas, like, and I don't know, like, it's not like you don't push me about it, but you've always said like, do it, bro, like, do it. So much opportunity, so much like chance for you to do something, and I don't know, I'm still on the ropes about it because like, how do I just dip and be like, everything that we got going on here, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we have a whole lot, but like, this is where it's all sourcing.
There's a
from.
lot in El Paso to do and to experience and people to meet and things and opportunity. It's just you have to look for them a little bit harder here.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm not born and raised from El Paso at all. So I've been different places, grew up in a different way. I've been here 18 years. I'm still not completely used to it, 100% honest, but it's definitely what I would consider home.
Interesting. Yeah, no, and like I see it the same way. Like my brother, I have a lot of people don't know. Like a lot of people do know that I have an older brother. He's the guy with the white GTI Mark V, but nobody knows that I have like a middle brother. You know, I'm the smallest one, and
What? Nah,
Shut
just
the
kidding.
fuck up. He moved when he was, I think it was like 18, 19 when he like graduated high school, obviously, and then just goes straight to college to Denver, does his 4 years, I think, in Denver, and then comes back for a little bit with his soon-to-be wife, and then they just decide to like out of the blue move to Virginia, which is what her hometown is, and he's been there since it's been like 6 years maybe now. I don't know. It's been a while, but he just left, and like he's like I can't do that, you know what I'm saying? And for him, he's in the line of business of like he's a chef, so he's a sous chef. So his biggest problem was like people aren't willing to explore food here. Everyone's stuck with like the whole
Very true, very true.
Mexican food.
What part of Virginia did he go to?
He's in Richmond.
Richmond?
The,
Okay.
the heart of it, you know.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
born and raised in Arlington, Virginia,
Oh, really?
up by DC.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. And his thing was like he ended up working, I think, like I don't even know exactly, but he's a sous chef and like he does relatively well, like with financially and stuff, just doing what he loves, and like that's not a thing that he'd be easily doing here, you know, because of the demographic of like the food. So that's super interesting, and that's kind of how I feel about the same way. Were you gonna switch cameras? Were you gonna talk? Were you gonna say something? No. Oh, okay.
No, I'm waiting for you, bro.
Sorry. No, there's another question that we had earlier about the snack. So I had a question before I addressed the one that they have here. So what made you decide to start the snacks? Because like was it a thing to be able to go out to like the vendor locations? Is that kind of like
Not entirely. Most of the snack stuff came from my wife Lisa, actually. So she's super into snacks and super into different stuff. And then there are a few people here in town that would carry stuff, but it was a bit astronomical in cost.
yeah.
So doing what we do and having the connections we have, we wanted to do it and also make it way more affordable.
Yeah, no, it's cool because like you said, like you guys put like the logo on the flyer. You guys are a sponsor and you guys like a staple on there. But it's like, where are you guys? You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you can't really put up anything because of the vapes and whatever. And like now that you guys have the snacks and stuff, you do have a presence, which is cool.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
like that now. Like I can appreciate that. So for Stand Small, when you guys were there, it's like you guys did a bit of like relatively well, right? With the traffic.
Yeah, we
thing?
had like the whole little like store thing set up with Diego and Low Class, which was
Right.
pretty cool. So you could come in, buy your snacks, get a skateboard and a t-shirt on your way out.
Yeah, right. Just kind of did like a collab. That was super cool. Trendy's asking any tips on starting a vape shop?
Any tips on starting a
Yeah.
vape shop? Right now with the saturation, my tips would probably be don't do it unless you're in an area where there's not a ton of them.
Okay. Yeah, no, El Paso's kind of a. I know there's plenty out here. Yeah.
The thing is, in El Paso, there's not a lot of vape shops. There's a lot of smoke
Smoke
shops that sell vapor products.
and people just go to that.
Sometimes. I mean, it's kind of like if you want a cigar, can you buy a cigar at 7-Eleven or like something? Sure, you can buy like a cigarillo. But if you want, like a Monte Carlo or something special or more in tune, you can go to an actual cigar shop. And that's more of what we are. We don't do any of like the CBD stuff, the THC stuff, the
Mhm.
fake urine, even though we get calls about it every day.
It's so ratchet though, isn't it?
Yeah. Like we're not a smoke shop. We're a vape shop. We're here to, like I've said earlier, help people quit smoking. You know, you want nicotine as like your little vice, your little crutch. Same drug category as caffeine at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, something to help you through those shitty, stressful times.
Mhm.
And then we're here for you. But yeah.
When is Golden getting the purple Red Bulls? Another question from Golden.
I would love to tell you. It would probably honestly be.
Damn, you're getting a live ETA, bro.
I would probably say the second week of January.
Really?
honestly.
Oh, that
Yeah.
realistic. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, at least well, there you go, Chito. You get a response from that. We have apparently there's people like shutting out Chito again. He's like, we love Lisa. Always takes care of me and the wifey with different snacks. She answers, says, love you too. Thank you for the kind words. Is there something here from the shop that you like can't avoid like grabbing like from the snacks and stuff? Because I don't think I'd have that self control, low key.
We don't. I think we're out of them. Yeah, we're out of them right now. But normally it's the brownie Oreos.
What?
Yeah.
What's even? What do you mean? What do you mean brownie Oreos?
So they're Oreos that taste like brownies. The crazy thing about it though is the cookie doesn't taste like a regular like Oreo
Oreo?
cookie. It tastes like a cooked brownie.
Mm.
Whereas like the cream in the middle tastes like brownie batter. So it's like brownie on brownie sandwich.
I would like to try that actually.
Bro, I'm personally addicted because he put me on the cruise weekend to the Korean fried chicken chips, bro.
Oh, those are so
the
good.
spicy ones. Oh my god, bro. That shit got me in a chokehold, bro.
Bro, speaking of, who was it? I don't think. Did you guys have like the crawfish at one point?
We still
Or,
have
like,
some
the
right now
lobster?
actually. Spicy crawfish. Yeah.
I think it was at Stanswell. Somebody pulled up on me. He's like, "Hey, you want to try these?" I think it was Brandon Spitfire. I don't know who it was, but they were like, "You want to try this?" And I didn't know what it was. I'm not a fan of seafood. I'm not a fan of smelling seafood. I'm not a fan of like.
See, and I just learned that about you not too long ago. Too.
That shit was rough, bro. That shit was rough. Like I took a like huge bite out of that. And I was just like, yeah, that's not for me.
The chips that say they taste like seafood taste like seafood.
Yeah, no, it's not so much the taste, but like this, they like
They smell it.
the
everything.
odor is crazy.
Mhm.
Like it's got to be so pungent so that you can actually like taste it. Apparently, like most of your taste is based off of smell, so it's
Yeah.
like super strong, dude. I could not for the life of me. We went to Dallas this weekend for Week Fest. Super cool, super dope vibe.
Vlog
Eh,
coming soon.
Huh?
Vlog coming
Yeah,
soon.
I'm working on the vlog actually right now. So as we speak, it's still on my computer, still being worked on right now. But Vlad and his wife were really trying to put me on exploring food, right? Exploring food, and like I'm over here. Well, they're asking me, what do you like? What do you don't like? And I was like, I don't like seafood. And they kind of pause. They're like, bro, that's literally like most of what we're gonna eat, because they have a friend that's, I think he's mostly Asian, and like his whole background's Asian, his friend's Asian. Like they eat like genuine like cuisine of like traditional Asian food, right? So I was like, I'll give it a shot, and I give them the reasons why I don't like seafood and so what. But we went, what was it, Hot Pot?
Yeah, it's Hot Pot. It's actually Sea Pot up in Plano.
Okay, let's give him a whole shout out. Anyway, that she was amazing. I didn't throw like any actual seafood in there, but like just the fact that I tried something new was like super dope. Like she was amazing. Like I paid the price a little bit later because I was already having like stomach problems, but that shit was fire. And then the sushi, I don't like sushi. Like I'm not a fan of sushi, but like this particular place seemed to be relatively high quality, and I mean, according to my wallet, it was kind of high quality, But like that shit was fire. Like shit was really good. His friend's name is, they call him Tuna. His name's Drew, but like they call him Tuna. And he was telling me like, oh, you might like, do you have an allergy? Because my mom developed an allergy to shrimp when she was like in her mid 30s or like early
Interesting.
30s. Yeah, she developed it. She could eat, but like then like it was almost deadly. So to this day, she doesn't really try it. Like she just doesn't know like if it's still like that. But her like throat would close up and like she could potentially die from that, right? So I'm over here like entering, like I'm already pushing 30, and I'm like, is that like a thing that's gonna happen to me? I don't know, So he was telling me like, hey fam, like if you have an allergy, like like you gotta try this. Like it doesn't matter, you gotta try this. I'll personally drive you to the hospital. And I was like, okay, like I'll give it a shot. But no, that shit was super good. Just kind of like throwing a shout out over Week Fest. With the media passes we got. I mean, I kind of want to shift over to you, Vlad, about your position with Week Fest. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was a bit disappointed with your organization. I was a bit disappointed with the media pass itself. Like it was more so of just like a free
Free
bracelet,
entry, yeah.
a free bracelet, you know. And it's because like not that Wakefest is not held at a high regard, it absolutely is, but I've been to shows that are considered not of high prestige or high quality that have created like a much more prestigious feeling for media. For example,
Okay.
I'm gonna shout out Down to Earth, DTE. These guys are from Colorado. I first met them when we were doing a shoot with Low Class to promote one of his events in Denver, and they have like they even sure it's like an extra step. They have like an ID holder that says official media, and like it's relatively basic. It's relatively like simple, but it feels like you have a little bit more.
Makes you feel special,
Yes, it
warm
does.
and cozy.
It really
inside.
does. And so I think things like that make a difference.
Okay.
Because again, it's not anything crazy, but you feel that they took the extra time to
Do you
make
think
that
Week
happen.
Fest maybe doesn't do that necessarily because they're considered more established or more of the echelon? So giving you a free ticket, they really don't need to give you more.
Maybe, but
Why do you think?
I feel like because they're up there, they should give you a little more because that's like, you know, like it would make them feel more legit. Kind of like the same thing with me when I put the tags on my shirts. I don't know if people know that, but I do that manually. You know, I take the extra time out of my day to like punch the hole through the tag, punch the hole through the actual tag of the shirt so they can, you know what I'm saying? So it just gives it that extra feeling. Without it, it's still a piece of the product, but it doesn't feel as high quality. So I just kind of want to deliver that. You're getting the same product at the end, but you're getting a feeling of like, oh, this could be off like a shelf or something like like a storefront. So I don't know how you felt about that, Vlad, because like I've been to, for example, LS Fest was one of those that just, I mean, LS Fest is funded by eBay, you know, by Holly, you know, it's like, you can't compare it. But at the same time, it's like something as popular as Wakefest, I feel like could have delivered a little more. And that's just me being completely blunt. Like, again, I'm not saying like, oh, Media Pass was whatever. No, like,
I've never personally had a media pass to Wickfest. I've been to a few, so I can't touch on like the media part of it. But I wonder if there are other cities like, let's say like LA or
that
Japan,
they actually go balls to the wall.
or different stuff like that. I mean, that might be something for chat so that you know if anybody's been there.
I we'll see. We'll have to ask. Maybe specifically Renzo. If Renzo like eventually is on here.
Yeah,
right
he
now,
did.
maybe.
But he did the early pass. He didn't do a media pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, and again, I know I'm like I'm kind of trying to also give you time to recollect your thoughts, but like I want to know what you think about that because like that's something we barely touched base on the vlog.
All right. So like me being, I guess, super like honest as well. It was a little bit underwhelming, but I don't think that was Wegfest's fault. I think it was whoever's in charge of the Texas one. Because the room did feel a bit empty, especially on this like out. There was like a big empty area like
Yeah.
on the outsides of
Right.
the middle. I don't know how to explain it. It
I
was like
will
a big
say
empty
every like
border.
Wegfest I've been to, there is a lot of room, like on the outsides or in between things. It's definitely not packed like some of the shows here in the convention center.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's because it was kind of weird. Like, I guess seeing that because the last show that we went to was GAT, and like, dude, you could have walked through shit in GAT. Like, fuck. Even the area that was like big was like still pretty packed. But no. So I don't know. I'm not gonna touch too much into it, but the reason I started shooting a lot of cars is because I loved Crispy Media's like videos, and I watched all of his shit from like H2O and everything, and the after movies has been a big deal for me. I would see after movies of Slush. I would see after movies of freaking Wakefest San Jose, and I was like, dude, like if it's anything like that, I need to fucking go one day. I guess the opportunity came, and we went, and I don't know, it just wasn't what I thought.
Just be honest, man. You
No,
can see it all over your
I
face.
am. It just wasn't what I thought, bro. Like it sucked because first I'm gonna get like really detailed that. First, when I was buying the ticket that morning, because we had people with us, like my wife and Marla, they were with us and we had to get them tickets. So I got them a ticket and it said it was on Hall A. Dude, we show up, the parking's a fucking mess because there's like apparently like huge fucking cheerleader national convention or some shit going on. And keep in mind, dude, like this is like the Civic Center times 5. Like the fucking place is like Civic Center times 5.
Humongous.
Yeah.
And it was fucking packed with like a bunch of fucking like cheerleaders, bro. And we were like, okay, well, I guess it's over here in Hall A. So we cross the street and we hear somebody on the side saying like, oh, no, it's actually in Hall C. So we're going and we're like, okay, well, we're just gonna find out, I guess, when we get there. I asked the security girl, and she's like, oh yeah, no, it's up in Hall C. You just go up the escalator right here, and then boom. And I was like, okay. So then we go, and then the doors kind of just like open. There's like no promo. They just have like a table. We could easily see that they don't have like, I guess, a thing for media passes. We see a bunch of people with like random cameras, like just getting passes and shit. And I was like, oh, they just hopefully they give us like a Fed or something, and they didn't. And I was like, damn, I'm not mad about that, but still, like it was just kind of like a free ticket. And I don't know. I just thought since it was a bigger show, it was gonna be like something cooler, you know?
Again, the quality's there. The quality was there. Definitely like the cars were cool and shit. The little bit that there was, like, can't complain. The show didn't necessarily suck, but the experience as like maybe a spectator could have been a little underwhelming. And the thing is, when we got the email about getting approved, sure, it's exciting. It's super cool because you feel like, oh shit, like I'm part of this. But then again, like they asked for 5,000 followers minimum, right? And like there's not a whole lot of people that can say that like I have 5,000 followers because of my pictures. It's really not that easy, you know? And so for them to kind of make it seem like it's a special thing to do an application process, you need to have 5,000 followers. You need to give us the photos if we ask for them to kind of make you feel like just another person, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not really appreciated. Maybe they do. Maybe the organization wasn't all there. And again, I don't want to bash on them, but like it could improve. 100% it could improve, you know, and there's just room for criticism everywhere. You know, I'll take it. I'll give it, you know, pause. Anyway, you know, but for example, I think my perception for like media passes is always getting early access. And the email that they gave us was like, make sure to register between 1 to 6, which is the regular show hours.
Yeah. I think that's what I was like. I think that's what I was kind of like upset or like
Most bummed out about.
Because like what we learned about GAT, bro, is that we have to fucking get a media pass for that next year. Like we have to, bro, because
There's no way.
yeah, the fucking show. There's no way we're gonna film anything, dude. Like with people like around. So in this one, I was like, oh well, we talked to Renzo, and then he told us to try to get like the early pass and shit. But we were like, no, we applied for media, and it tells us to show up at the same time as all the spectators.
Were they even doing early passes for Dallas?
I don't even
see
know. I don't think that was a thing. I don't remember.
No,
seeing
they
that on the
weren't.
website.
They did not have an option for like early passes or anything like that. But touching back to like the show stuff, like it's because I guess I just had such an expectation.
I think it's because you met your hero early this year at GAT. That's what it was. You met your hero. Now you're comparing everything to your hero.
TG Jason.
Nah, bro, that's not my fucking hero. What the fuck?
With a nice out chain.
Nah, bro, John's my hero, bro. Golden drift track coming soon, bro.
Oh my God. It's funny because
Gene.
No. They won't leave him alone. I know, I'm just kidding about that, by the way. No, but the expectation I had was like built from like years of seeing Weekfest, bro. And obviously the Japan one is the Japan one. The Japan one's like the best one in the fucking world, probably, right? In that
It's all
aspect.
subjective.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Tokyo Auto Salon is probably like the best car show, no? But no, like Weekfest is like pretty fucking close because they also have like a good amount of like fucking sick like stands and drift cars and shit. Here, I didn't really think it was that much like stands. And which is weird because I'm so used to seeing like stands built show cars. And here it didn't really look like that at all. It was all like OEM plus like really nice shit. But it's also like very overbuilt stuff that's like carbon fiber, like fucking everything. But
Track
it's like
cars.
semi-painted, faded. Yeah, dude, like track cars. Some really crazy fucking Hondas were there. And that's another thing. It was an overwhelmingly amount of fucking Hondas at that fucking show.
it was stand small too. Too many Hondas.
OEM plus
even.
Hondas are making like a hell of a comeback right now.
No, there was so many, but then again, it wasn't like they weren't bad. They were not bad Hondas, but there were just a lot of OEM plus. You know what I'm saying? They were all like kind
That's
of
the wave right now.
yeah, but it's just I don't know. Like I'm a fan of OEM plus. I really do. My car is nothing crazy. You know, it's a little bit of an OEM plus, but like you had like 4 of them. It's all different. An Integra, a DM1, whatever, back to back, but they're all OEM plus. Like they're clean, but then you're also like, I want to see something a little different. You know, I want to see something crazy, and like that was my like, not complaint, but definitely like, I was like, it's a little underwhelming with like all the Hondas that are in here. And I honestly though, I've noticed though Dallas has a really prominent Honda scene. Like hella, like you'll see hella like RSXs just dailies out there, and we don't see any out here.
You won't scare me with a good time. A lot of people don't know, but I was actually a really big Honda guy.
Was no more, no longer.
No, I still love them. I just don't have any right now.
Oh, I remember he actually offered out. He was like talking to me about the EG, and he was like, "Would you like?" I think I made a comment about like selling it.
Yeah, you
And,
did.
and he's like, "How much would you like sell it for right now?" My dumbass, I was like, "Some idiot will give me like 5,000 for it right now." I was like, "Some idiot, right?" And then he's like, "Realistically, like," I was like, "Maybe 3K. Like 3K would be like a really reasonable." And he's like, 3,000 right now, and I was like, "Nah, like I don't think so." But like, I've got a lot of people actually telling me like, "Bro, that's my dream car." Like, I don't see why. Like, it just landed. Like, I guess I can, but for me, like I said, it landed on my like lap with my homie that was selling it. If you could just get one Honda right now, like it doesn't have to be a whole bill or whatever, just one Honda besides the NSX, because everybody's usually shits for the NSX that you could get right now and be like, I'm gonna build this shit. What would you be getting?
Probably a EK Civic Type R.
That's actually really interesting. What color?
I'd probably go championship white.
Yeah. What'd you do with it? Wheels, suspension, bolt stock, OEM plus?
I don't even know if I do wheels or anything.
Really?
Honestly,
Just
I might throw
stock?
some like springs on it, not even coilovers, just some springs.
That is nice. I really do fucking love that car. I wish
Because I actually had 2 Integra Type Rs back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Phoenix Yellow and then a Nighthawk Black Pearl.
Shit. I was just flexing the Integras. I got
Damn, that yellow's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
OEM Plus feels like the new thing. Putting cars back together. We spent years stripping down. For real. It's crazy because like one time I got somebody at the car wash like seeing my car when it was still like bondoed. And he's like, "Hey man, how much for that right now?" And I was like, "Nah, you're good." And he's like, "Damn, dude, it's because I would literally gut it." And I was like, "Yeah, it's exactly why I wouldn't sell it to you."
Why you can't have it?
Like, yeah, it's exactly why I would not sell it to your ass. Rufus is actually claiming that they said that they rejected a lot of good cars for Wakefest. So, you know, one thing that Renzo mentioned when we were talking to him on the podcast, he was like, yeah, bags and wheels ain't going to cut it. And I literally saw, I'm not trying to like bash on anybody, whoever the owner of this car was, but it was a Tesla with wheels and bags. I didn't see anything like much more crazy with it. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention very well. But did you notice that? I think it was like some, I don't know if it's the VSXXs maybe, or the ones that look like the BBS.
Oh,
RS. You see that?
Yeah, they were the VSXXs.
It was the VSXs. It was a Tesla.
Oh, you're not talking about the Cybertruck that was there?
There's a Cybertruck too. Oh, the black one.
Yeah, it was next to Underdog's booth.
Yeah, and I don't know, like when Renzo said that, I was just kind of like, it made my expectations a lot higher than they should have been, you know?
So I don't know. Like when I was at Weekfest in LA, there was some like 350Zs. You'd definitely be like, I don't know, it should be in here type stuff. I don't know. Maybe they just accept certain stuff just in case maybe they don't have anything show up, and then they do have those show up. That way they can fill it out.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Hosting this shit that we did, right? The Sandsma wasn't very big or whatever, but like 10 cars didn't show up. And maybe were those some that were like on call, you know, like I feel like we definitely need to make that a thing as well, because there's people who are like, oh, why didn't you fill it out over there? I was like, we're supposed to, but they didn't show up.
And that stuff you can't change. It's just like I said earlier, like I'll plan to go to this show or plan to go to this meet or something, and then something comes up and you just can't make it.
Right.
It does happen.
Yeah, no, and like I feel like we need to find a way to address that. I don't know. I also hate to be the guy to say no to people, but then also be like, but you can be on standby. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that gonna rub them off and be like, well, you're saying no to me, but like if you need me, you want me? I don't know. That's just I'd rather just not. Yeah, I'd rather just not do that. When it comes to like the show season and stuff, like, is there anything in particular that you look forward to? Like, literally, you just came back from Vegas. What was that what you were doing? What were you doing in Vegas?
Formula One.
Nice.
And yeah, so we were out there at Formula One in Vegas. That's always fun. We went last year for the first year, and then again this year.
Fucking sick. I saw that you posted like you get the chance to drive around the track.
So the track is the strip.
Oh,
like there's only one very small section that isn't public road, and that's right there, the start finish line.
Sorry that I'm uneducated. Most people are gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's a car guy and shit," but like, there's a very fine line between like being a car guy and then being into an F1. Like,
yeah, definitely.
You know, because I do have one of the homies. His name's Chris. He's crazy about F1. He had like a 240 that was stance or whatever, but like he would never really come out to the car shit. He would just kind of work on his car and that's it. But he was crazy about F1. So it's like I feel like there's people that are like that, like crazy about F1, and then everything else is like, eh. Or you got the NASCAR guys or whatever. But now it's super, super crazy. And speaking of like you staying busy, we had we were doing this relatively late because you were doing the draw for the.
We're not even doing the draw yet. We're doing
Well,
we're
the
doing
dates.
we're compiling all of the entries for the GS300 giveaway. GS300 giveaway. We should do the announcement on Monday night.
Monday night. What is this?
Well, depending on when this gets posted, it'll be December 16th, I think.
Yeah, 16th.
Yeah.
And today alone, how many names did you fill in, and how long did that take, more or less?
Just me, myself,
Or
or including
just
what,
you guys in general, like the
Um,
whole team, or you and your wife.
probably like 2,200 today.
And how's that do? Like, are you doing it with Excel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because what we want to do is we want to, and just like if you go read all the official rules and everything, we're going to post the list of everybody's names. So if you did keep your tickets, you don't have to have them to win. But if you did keep your tickets and I should have 5 entries, you can go on there. You're going to be on there 5 times. So we're going to post the actual list with everybody's name so that way they can go through it and make sure if they want to.
Yeah, and I heard over here that Diego was trying to figure out a way to do the no purchase necessary option.
There wasn't even it's not you got to figure it out. It was literally written in the rules.
Yeah, but I guess it's like kind of a thing that you I don't want to say that you don't want to say, but like, because obviously it's run on profit or whatever, because of the sales and stuff. But like, did Diego actually do a bunch of entries or not? Again, it doesn't have to be disclosed, but
I don't know. There's a lot of people that have a lot of entries.
interesting. I need to do that, bro. And I just feel like a complete asshole knowing that like,
there's people that like that's all they do.
yeah,
Like,
no purchase necessary.
yeah, for their entire work is that. We sit there,
Yeah.
fill out index cards, mail them out,
And just win shit
and win shit.
and then
Yeah.
flip it probably. I need that car, bro. I really need it. Even
I'm sorry, bro. He's like, I really need that car.
like I
bro."
really, and then Egmont is also going crazy about it. He's like, hey, wait, cuando van a dar el carro? Like, like he's gonna, I think he's gonna be in town next week.
Okay.
So he might be here for when the announcement happens, but he's really wanting to get that shit. And I remember he was geeking out over like the first time that he saw it, and I don't know, that's super fun. That's super interesting because like, did you? What was your expectation getting yourself into this, like into the actual giveaway?
So in all honesty, even before COVID hit, my wife and I had talked about it. We were actually gonna import an S13 and do a giveaway with that. Is what we wanted to do. Then COVID and all the COVID crap, and then, I mean, if you're into 240s or S13s, I'm sure they're way too expensive now. So that definitely wasn't happening.
Yeah. So you decided to just go local and
Yeah.
make this shit happen. So
Mhm.
there's already something you guys had in mind as of prior. Like, we thought about it. I mean me and Trendsetter. The guy was here not too long ago. We were thinking about it. We were thinking about doing the EG and stuff. And so it's like, there's a lot of things that go into it you probably don't necessarily realize until you're like knee deep into it. So for example, we're gonna mention Gene, right? When he was doing the was it the S15? Yeah, the S15. I was doing the PlayStation 5 giveaway. It's not the same value, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It's not a cold card. But in Texas, there's those laws, right? There's
Yeah.
so many laws regarding
Yeah.
the giveaway, and like you have to eliminate one of the 3 things. Was it chance?
Chance, skill, or paid.
Yeah, so you got to eliminate one of those, but like if you eliminate one of those, you essentially just don't have a
Mhm.
giveaway or like a raffle. So it's essentially considered gambling. I remember when I was doing it, I guess mine didn't get so much traction to get any like law enforcement on me. But when JP was doing it, he called me and he's like, "Hey man, that you're doing the PlayStation 5 giveaway. Like how are you going about that?" Like, he wanted to get more info, like maybe I was doing it some kind of way, whatever, like a loophole or something. And he's like, it's because they're I think it was Homeland. I think Homeland Security was like
I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody was like telling him like, "Hey, you got to stop, or you got to give refunds." And I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know, how that whole giveaway happened or whatever. But like, he essentially had to just go through with it. And I don't know. That shit's kind of scary to me. Like, how much research did you do for that shit? Because I didn't do any research for that.
A ton of research, and one of the big things that a lot of people don't realize is you have to have no purchase necessary
Oh yeah,
option. You have
that's
to.
an option. Yeah, so that's just one way to run it.
Because I'm not saying somebody did or somebody didn't, but if I get like 1,000 envelopes with 1,000 index cards in it,
You
that
have
person gets their ticket.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that'd be crazy if somebody did that.
that's what I was saying. I was like, dude, I feel like an asshole if I literally just wake up tomorrow and just write 1,000 index cards and make
Well,
it
I mean, the entries are already over, so you can't do it now, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I slept on. I was slacking on too much.
Bro doesn't even know it ended.
Yeah.
I didn't know. We getting questions here. This is stupid actually. Where the hose at? So and so and so.
Oh yeah, that's a question. Where the hose at?
Show that you looking forward to. Anything you got looking forward to? Like is in the near future? Anything going on Spring Fest? Anything that you feel like this is kind of exciting to get done? Stand Small doesn't count. You can't talk to us.
The only stuff I have on my like radar as far as what's coming up is Springfest and Stand Small.
Yeah. So Spring Fest just got the flyer announced. Diego had me working like a slave making that shit happen. Just kidding. No. March. What is it? March 11th? No. March 8th.
You just made it.
Yeah, I think it's March 8th. I just
sure?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, March 8th. I think.
Wait, you're the guy that does the flyers?
Yeah. No. It's because dude. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's March 8th. March 8th. War Eagles Museum.
Yeah, it's March 8th.
There you go. And just dropped the flyer to that. It's gonna be super exciting. I'm hoping that I can get my car done by then because when they try to tow it, they crack my fucking lip. The police try to crack my lip. Well, they cracked my lip and then they just didn't say anything about it.
The lip on your car or the one on your
Yeah.
face?
They cracked my shit and they didn't tell me.
Pause. You can't say crack my shit. That's like,
Huh?
if you say they crack my shit, that sounds sus.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, pause.
That's so weird. But for Golden, how is it running 2 stores now? It's 3 actually.
Yeah, it's 3.
Correction. Yeah. So yeah, address
how
that
is it?
actually. Yeah.
Stressful?
I don't blame you. I bet.
I mean, that's the thing with anything. Everything you do is going to be stressful, but it's also enjoyable. And then, like I said earlier, the whole thing is to help people stop smoking. So the more footprint we have to help people do that, I'm all game.
Is there like a branding reason or a tactical reason why you have everything in Montana? It's like
everything's-
dire.
There's only 3, so there's 2 on Montana. So the crazy thing is from the original Montana store to the Dyer store is like an 11-minute drive,
Mhm.
right? And I think it's 8 miles,
Right.
something like that. But we've encountered a number of people that be like, "Oh, we don't have it at this location, but we have it at our other location." We can call them; they can hold it for you. You can go pick it up, whatever. And they're like, "Oh no, that's too far."
Yeah.
People just don't like to travel here very far, so.
And one thing I like about this location is like it's brand new. This whole like building's like brand new.
And one of the big things, I mean, since we've always been into cars and been into stuff like that, is we did want to find a location that had a very large parking lot,
Mhm.
so that we could do stuff. And luckily here we can. A lot of the shopping centers are owned by River Oaks, which won't rent to, not just to us, but to vape shops.
Mhm.
It's their private business.
That's-
It's their own decision. Doesn't matter if you have the money to pay them, nothing. They just don't want to.
I'm hoping that this place next door, what is it gonna be, a bar?
It's going to be a billiards and bar.
That's fucking cool because like
Wrigley's.
once they get like people get in there and get their own vibe going, like there's always the people like I need a cigarette with a beer or whatever. Come all the traffic over here.
But one of the big
So-
things that we were planning to do once everybody kind of gets a little bit more established is I think we might try and, I don't know if we'll squeeze one in this month or maybe like, maybe we'll do like instead of a new year, it'd be new meat, a meat
Mhm.
on New Year's Day or something.
Nice.
But in the morning for donuts and coffee. And then once they get opened and going, start doing stuff in the evening for the bar and billiards.
That's fucking cool. And like speaking of that, there was like an interesting idea to do the cars and coffee like a more consistent thing ever
Mhm.
since
Detail garage.
Detour Garage closed. Unfortunately, like was that
Yeah.
how is that looking? How do you think you want to like go by stuff? Like you want to do like the first of the month? You want to do once a week? You want to do that?
So we had originally planned we wanted to do one this month. This month has just been a little bit too crazy. I think once the holidays are over, we'll be able to put a little bit more effort and thought power
Yeah.
into getting a schedule drawn out. It's also hard because at the same time, we don't want to throw an event on the same day that somebody else is throwing an event.
Right.
Just like, we wouldn't want somebody else to throw an event on the same day, we're throwing an event.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Toys for Tots meets this month, a lot of donation meets, a lot of different stuff like that. Speaking of, we'll be at one of the Toys for Tots meets next Sunday, the 22nd at Fox Toyota on
Okay.
Gateway.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the second time they're gonna do that. Fucking cool. Shout out to them. I've gotten some reach out to like try to get that going, but I just feel like I don't know if sometimes I feel like since I'm not in control, like the situation, like I get a little hesitant to like say yes. But I would like to participate in some kind of Toys for Tots. Gandamu actually did one last weekend, and he did reach out to me. But again, we had already planned to go to Dallas, so you're watching this. Sorry, man. Like I really wish I could have participated.
In my bad too. I did want to go. I wanted to go. To
Oh,
that
he
too.
reached out to you? Is that?
He didn't reach out to me, but I saw it and I did want to go, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I know it's kind of hectic. I mean, I didn't even get to work out that weekend because I was like, I've been hitting the gym hella, but I was so busy I didn't even have time for myself realistically. With that being said, I sent you a flyer today of like a sample, an idea of doing our car roasting session. So there's
honestly, I didn't even see it. I was too busy putting in names.
That's fine. That's fine. I just kind of want to bring it up to you as like the idea that we had. So maybe people have like this. It's not necessarily like spilling like beans about it or whatever.
No.
But maybe just people get an idea of what they think this would be kind of cool or not. The idea is to have some kind of gathering here, like you did like the grand opening, something similar, but not like a whole show, just something small where we can have some people pull in with their cars, chill out, hang out, whatever, make it like a meet, and then set up a table out front with, I don't know, maybe it could be like 3 or 4 guys that like are guests, or maybe a guest, or maybe just us with like paddles with like a 1 to 10 or like a 1, 5, 10, whatever. And you roll in with your car, and then we basically just give it a rating with microphones, PA, and just kind of record the whole interaction and see just how it does in social media. Like just people love to have the engagement.
So like a virtual car show under COVID or what?
Almost, basically, right? So I don't know, like I ran that idea by you, but I just wonder if like you think the community, how they would react to that, like. Because you can never please everybody, right? But like,
no, you can't please everybody. The biggest thing is you don't want to piss off more people than you can please. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know a couple guys that are on that.
So I don't know. What does chat say?
Well, Gundam was telling me to bring Knuckles back. I was doing the roasting sessions with Knuckles. I don't know if you ever saw that like 2 years ago. I don't know. I was doing like memes. And they popped off a little bit. They were actually doing really good numbers, and like people were like that. So I want to do something similar, but like if we actually have like our people doing that in real time would be super interesting.
I think it would be cool to do, and like I said before, as long as people know what they're getting themselves into. Yeah. Now, whether they read the whole flyer on their own or not, that's between you and your first grade teacher. But yeah,
one thing that I'm concerned though is that, like, I feel like also my expectations might be a little high with people like wanting to be in camera, because it's relatively easy for me to be on camera, like whatever. But then I realize like sometimes I'll bring a camera to somebody, or like, hey, so and they're so camera shy, like they just. I'm also maybe with the expectation like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna be cool and like want to be involved. Maybe we don't even get that many people actually like
there's
participated, So that's why we kind of just want to address it here, and then see maybe people have a comment or like say kind of like an idea. Oh yeah, that would be cool. But no, what up? But I did the flyer. I kind of put like a mock date on there, and just kind of like a mock, like I called it curb rash. This is like the idea.
Curb rash?
Yeah, curb rash, kind of like it's kind of like a roasting session or whatever. That's an idea we had. But moving forward, kind of just going back to the whole Golden Vapor thing, the Liberty Walk thing again. It's not necessarily like a whole Golden Vapor episode. Again, like we said, it was very open ended. Talk to us about the Ferrari. Again, there's a lot of people who just don't have. Obviously, you get a lot of people who come to you and jokingly ask, "What do you do? What do you do?" You get that question. So realistically, how did that come into your position? How did that happen? Because I know that story's in the Stance Auto Mag, but like not a lot of people have access to that.
So the car, I want to say it was probably, I don't know, 2013-ish. My wife and I had talked about doing like a 360 Modena like build. Things just didn't work out at that time. 360 Modena, because it was what we could kind of afford at that time. 430 was much more pricey. Fast forward a bit, and I think it was 2016 or 2017. We went to Wickfest in LA, and we saw the car had just got done getting built by LTMW over there in LA. And we saw the car, took a picture of the car. Everything was great. I ended up talking to the owner on Instagram. He had just had the wide body put on it, like I forget what brand, air suspension, and it went to SEMA. And then that was pretty much it. Talked to him a bit, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sell it. I want to get a 458, all this stuff." I'm like, okay. So I ended up working it out. Got the car here, and It's kind of like going to GAT and then going to Week Fest Dallas. You're like, oh damn, this isn't as good as I thought it was.
Oh, really?
Car showed up, and it could do one thing good, and that was sit.
Really?
Yeah, it couldn't turn the wheel. The fenders were cut, but instead of cut like the radius of a tire, they were cut like a 2-year-old with scissors, like in an octagon. Couldn't sit it down on the tires. Tons of different stuff broken on it, mismatched.
Jesus, I wouldn't have thought.
The old people that put in the exhaust, like they literally had it with like fence pipe clamp, like holding it down.
Oh, what? It's like
it was pretty bad.
so it was like it's all like DIY basically. Like
It wasn't DIY because it was done by a big shop. Yeah.
no names, but yeah, that's fucking wild. And like my question is like there was people because today we had Fit Fam share the video that we did for the Christmas. You know, it was kind of not last minute, but it was something you just decided you were like, hey, I'm gonna go pick up the. I think it would be funny if we could pick up the tree with the Ferrari and see what they react. And we just went out, made it happen, and Fit Fam just shared that shit, and like people have been like talking about it. One of the comments said like, get sued by Ferrari. You know, so it's like, what's like the whole like?
So I've never personally gotten like a cease and desist. But before going to that, so the car now is like completely done. Like it's been completely rebuilt to the point that we had the whole wide body taken off, everything redone, air suspension's all different, brand new, everything. And that's been a process over a couple years that we've done. But the car most recently just had like all the interior and everything done. As far as deciding to pick up the Christmas tree with it, it's like, well, why not?
Yeah, and then you got one person saying like, just rent your truck.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Like, literally, what's the fun in that? No way, commenting McGigs's fake on the live. So stupid.
It was the guy. Imagine it was the guy that showed up with the truck and took a picture at the end.
No, yeah, it could be.
That's funny. I wonder how that got. Because I had the idea that maybe we could send it to them. You know, so those people who don't know, obviously everybody here in Paso knows, but like, FitFam is essentially like the biggest news source for Instagram for El Paso. Like
It's a social network of news.
yeah, and like not your conventional news source. Like you know, KFox has their own Instagram, right? But like this is it's very like
User submitted news.
exactly. And it's so crazy because you find everything out through there. Like, oh, you see a car crash, you go there before you even check your like Google Maps sometimes, you know. But I did have like the thought like, this could probably go like blow up locally because, you know, I think General Humvee has been shot at that there a few times because of the build. I'm just kind of curious as to like how it landed in their hands. You think it was like just something that was like out of exposure, or do you think somebody sent it to them? Like, I'm curious to know because I didn't send it out.
Bro, obviously you don't read the fucking group chat. Cause
You sent it out?
I'm actually the one that sent it out.
Oh, and they saw it from you.
But I did it with the intent of shouting out the Blessed Christmas Trees business and getting them more business. That was the intent.
Which
Yeah.
we've been buying our trees from those people for
Shout out,
like
Blaze
10
Christmas
years,
trees.
something like that. 10, 15 years.
Yeah, when he told me that they were buying their Christmas trees there for like so long, I was like, damn, bro, like should fucking do something. But what was interesting is that the guy that came out in the video that is like the helper, like first there was like a bunch of thirsty girls going after him, and then like a bunch of his friends were like, "Oh, I know him." And
He was super cool. You got to give him that. He was super cool.
No, he was
he was a good sport for
he was
sure.
natural on the camera too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
when you spoke to him, he was like, I thought that was super cool, and like the fact that he got his own spotlight was super.
I'm
dope.
like a little elf, but tall.
yeah, I was like a little elf, and some people were commenting on that. It was pretty
yeah.
fucking funny.
You know, he was, and my whole intent was to get them like more people to see their like stuff.
Which is cool. I was gonna comment that you're at though, like you didn't get your credit. Man.
Listen, bro, look. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna say it on camera too. A lot of the times, I focused on the wrong things. So, like doing what I do, I focused on the money, I focused on the fame, I focused on the influence. But like, since I stopped giving a shit about all that, and I worked on the stuff that I like to do, to me, it doesn't matter if I get the credit. It doesn't matter if I get like the fame, if I get the money out of it. For me, it just matters that somebody else saw it and thinks it's fucking dope. That's like my thing. But I am pissed off at you because you didn't give me the fucking collab.
Oh, the collab.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it. I really didn't.
I can definitely agree with what you're saying, Vlad, though, because like the car, we rebuilt it, did it, and changed it so that, you know, me and my wife like it, and it looks cool and it's great, but I'll be out at a parking lot and little kids will want to sit in it. Go sit in it. You know, people like even when we were there with the Christmas tree, how many people came up talking about it, wanting to take pictures? That's what
Yeah.
it's about.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
It's not like it's not a giant expensive Hot Wheel that just stays in its case at home.
I like
You know
that. I like that one clip where he's like with a thumbs up.
Dude, that was so good. That was such a good.
I fucking love it, bro. It's like it just gives a
Did
perfect.
that one even make the video?
Yeah, it's in there. If you really check, it's like a simple clip where you're like, and that gives like the perfect personality of who Jonathan is, which is super fucking cool. Gundam was asking who came up with the idea of the tree. I mean, who else?
We needed a tree.
We did the tree. And
We do live trees.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it wasn't a very like try hard video either. Like I even told Blad, like I don't want to say that Blad was stressing over it, but he just wanted to know like what the process was gonna be, and I was just like, let's just mic him up and shoot. Like let's just mic him up and record. Let's just let him do his own thing when he walks up to the tree and. or
You
to
were
the-
stressing over a bladder? What?
No. So here's the deal. It's because I've been helping Abe film videos every now and then, like pretty often. I think it's been what, like 2 years already,
About it, like of actual like constant collaboration, probably like a year and a half.
or like a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing for me is that like a lot of people don't know, and people could say I'm fucking glazing. I don't give a fuck, but like I'm like Team Mangekyu because Team Mangekyu portrays a lot of the stuff that I like, and he puts out a lot of the stuff that I really like. So being a part of helping that video come out really sick, I stress myself out because it's like, fuck, dude, like I want to help him get the best shot that he can because I know that I would need his help for shit, and I know that he would be the same way with me. So for me, it's just like, I mean, a lot of people don't know, but like, I mean, like I said, we've shot a lot of fucking cool shit together. Like a lot.
And like the thing is like I also don't feel necessarily like you have to be stressed over it because you really shouldn't. Like for example, that yesterday you're like, hey, how do you want to do it? I was like, let's just pull our cameras out and let's just do it.
Just
like,
do it.
Yeah, let's just do it. And I like to be able to give them that kind of comfort, like do your own thing, bro. Like literally, I that's why I fuck with whatever it is that you do because you do it well. Like you don't necessarily have to ask me how to do it. Like sure, I can give you an idea of what I want for the vision, but it doesn't necessarily mean like, hey, do it like this. Like I don't want to feel like your boss, bro. I really don't. I want to
At
feel
the
like
end of the day, we could have like found out at the end that all the mics and the cameras like weren't even working or something, and it still would have been a fun
it's still
time.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what I
fun
wanted.
ass time.
That's
We
what I
didn't need
want.
a video for it.
Exactly. That's what I wanted. Like I didn't bring out my stabilizer to make this whole super crazy edit. Like I hang out the window with the car and just did like a, you know what I'm saying? Like I really
We
wasn't
just met up, got a tree, had some dinner, and fucking chilled. That was
yeah,
it.
and it was super fun. And like I kind of wanted to address that to him. It's like, nah, bro, just mic him up, record the interactions, be super cool. And that's kind of what I've tried to address it to him like that. It's like I fuck with what you do, bro, and like we just kind of just feed off of our own creativity. It's fucking cool. I mean, I don't think there's really been a moment where I was just like, oh, you fucked up. It's just like we just forget. Like we just forget to bring out our cameras. Like again, we wanted to vlog GAD and all we recorded was like the first day when we left.
Driving up and down.
Yeah, like the first day that we left. That's all we recorded. And like we didn't have like a vlog. So there's
Okay,
little
no, wait. Here's the thing about that vlog. It was so fucking overwhelming when as soon as we got there, bro. Because for one, the drive was long as shit, and then two, like, I had never seen anything like that, and I know you haven't ever seen anything like that, and it was just fucking crazy just seeing like you're literally like getting there, but you're like not just there yet, right? And it's like just dead, like pitch black, taking you through like random roads, but then you hit the strip at like Pigeon Forge, bro, and it's like you see all the fucking cars. It's like a fucking Fast and Furious movie, dude. Like when they actually showed the cool cars and like the car meets and shit, and it was like constant shit to do every day, and we were just like, damn, what are we gonna do right now? Like, what are we gonna film? Like, there's like just put your fucking camera out and like just shoot something, and it's like you forget about everything, like. And then we're like, oh, we have to get over here. Everyone's meeting up here. And then we're like going to that spot. And then we're going to the next one. And then we're going to the next one. And then me and him were like, sometimes I'm not even going to bullshit you. It was fucking hard to keep track of when we were going to eat. Remember?
Mhm, yeah. Yeah, we just like just dinner and breakfast and we'll see whatever lands in our stomach. Maybe we just get something from the gas station, whatever. But it's because I just feel like vlogging. I love vlogging. Like, well, I don't love vlogging. Like, it sounds crazy, but like, I love the idea of delivering the day-to-day life or whatever. Like, super cool because people are really interested in like seeing that kind of shit. But the thing is, you either do vlogging or you do content creation. Like you can't just, like, or like shooting cinematics and stuff like that we do. And like,
Even though they're very similar, it is very hard to transition from one to the other.
yes, and not just because it's like a different style, but because it literally requires different equipment. Like it literally requires a different setup every time. So it's like, how do you go from I'm just gonna shoot a cinematic, and then I'm just gonna pick up my camera and point it at me? Like it just doesn't work that way. It's like different lenses. To have it in your face, you can't shoot the same thing. Like it's just so hard. So for us to be like switching back and forth, it was like I couldn't even hold it against him for not vlogging because it's like I get it. Like you have to switch out your camera, you have to switch out your lens. It's like anybody else who doesn't see it the same would have been like, "Oh, you're not even vlogging, bro. You're not even putting out the camera." But like, I couldn't because it's like, I get it, bro. It's fucking hard. Like, it's so.
I think it would have turned into almost like feeling like it was a job to be there if you would
Right.
have tried to keep on top of it
Mhm.
like that.
No,
Like, oh, I have to shoot a cinematic of this car. Oh, we have to vlog that we're going over here. Oh, now we're going over here to shoot this car. And that,
and the same thing,
you
like,
probably wouldn't have even enjoyed it as much.
no, exactly. And another thing about like him is that he was the one who suggested the vlog, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's get it started."
I didn't even keep up with it.
Right, but again, the only reason why I also wasn't on your ass about it is because like, well, you want to capture your content too. Like, I can't. I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, make sure you're vlogging instead of getting your content." Like that's kind of fucked up. So at the same time, it was like, I don't mind if we don't. You know what I'm saying? Luckily for Wakefest, we got Wakefest. I don't know. I keep correcting myself. Somebody's gonna have to put me to.
Wakefest.
whatever's-
I've heard it every way.
We had a goal to ask the people like how to actually say it, and we never even asked.
We
them.
never asked. That was part of the vlog too. For that one that we did, it's a little, it's got a little structure, but you felt to realize that like we didn't film ourselves eating. We didn't film ourselves like there's certain things like you just forget to keep the cameras rolling, and it's like I give credit to people who only do vlogs because I don't like it's so weird trying to be yourself and not be yourself at the same time in the camera because that's what a vlog is. Like
I would say, I mean, this is just from an outsider like peeking in or peering in. I would say vlog when you want to vlog or when you think of vlogging, but don't make it like a thing on your schedule to do. Because especially one of the ways that like in one of the reasons I mentioned about, oh, you guys should do a podcast here is because especially now in this day and age, like take Senna, for instance, that's on Netflix. And then they have a making of Senna, or a movie comes out and they have a making of the movie. And so because there are people that want to see that kind of behind the scenes or get a little bit more different information or
Right.
different output on it. So treat a vlog like that, like you do the podcast. Like, yeah, we try to plan it. A lot of the times it doesn't work out how we planned, but
Yeah, I mean, luckily for us, we are pretty versatile in like talking to cameras and stuff. But again, it's just it's just like a switch in your brain. You have to flip every time you're like talking to the camera, and like I don't because I think maybe I'm not entirely sure. I think EK Johnny pulled up on Bojenga the other day and well, not the other day, but when we were in GAT. I think it was EK Johnny, and EK Johnny does a lot of like vlogs like that, and it was so strange because like it might not have been him, but like I think it was. However, he pulls up, does this whole like interaction with him or whatever, yada yada, and then he turns off the camera and he's just like he's like a completely different person. And I'm not saying he's not himself, he's just himself dialed up a little bit for the camera. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to do. For me, it's hard to do. And like even the vlogs that we did, it's like sure I'm myself, but like I do have to dial up a little bit, and it starts to feel
a lot of people say it's very draining.
No, it is. It really is. It really is because you got to stay on top of like what you're saying, kind of like the
Yeah.
podcast. But different from the podcast, it's like we're having a conversation. Like we can follow our train of thought. The vlogging, it's like it's just all happening in real time, and you just lose. Sometimes you just forget like, oh, this is like a real life scenario.
Wait, before we end up on that vlogging stuff. All right, so I'm gonna do a shameless plug, but my recent vlog post on my Instagram that I did with that little like intro and shit.
The pull up one.
Yeah, the one that I got the invitation to like pull up to that car meet. Dude, that cinematic fucking took so long to film
Sick.
the beginning just to make it flow because I kept like watching the footage back and I was like, fuck, dude, I used my left hand and it was supposed to be my right hand. Or like, dude, I lifted it this way and I was supposed to lift it the other way. But at the end of it, like, I was like so fucking drained from filming it that when I got to like shoot the cars, I was like, dude, I don't even know what I'm gonna do like right now because I'm like stressing about the
It's
intro.
almost like you changed it from like a vlog to almost like a short film, like intro into a vlog.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, like I do want to do those pretty consistently, like because I told him I was like, dude, this year, I think what I want to do Like I personally really want to grind YouTube, which is why like I kept suggesting the vlog. Because back before COVID, I actually used to vlog, but my vlogs didn't have like any substance, dude. Like it was like I was just talking, and I was like, oh yeah, look, I'm gonna go do this today, blah blah. And then we got, I mean, I got a good amount of views on it and shit, but a lot of it kind of consisted in like people got bored, or I felt like people got bored. So then I started doing giveaways, and then people would only stay for the giveaway, and then like the analytics would like be shit because people would only stay for like, oh, this is who got it. And I was like, oh shit, they keep skipping to the part where like people got the fucking shit. And I was like, I gotta give up on this shit. So I stopped doing like that. But no, yeah, so doing like those where it's kind of like a short film intro, like a cinematic, like shooting cinematics is like my favorite shit ever.
I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
We were talking about the ADD the other day.
Yeah, it's not the ADHD and shit. Because I feel like
On next week's episode.
like in GAD, I had to have the squishy ball and like the headphones on the road to be able to like concentrate and shit. You, when it comes to like vlogging, Vlad, what is it that you want to like highlight most of the time? Like, is it just your day-to-day life? Because I know sometimes when we're recording, sometimes you have a different vision than what I have. I'd like to do the day-to-day life, but sometimes you're like, I just want to do this. I just want to do that. Because you add the cinematics. I hardly add the cinematics. Like when we're doing this one for Dallas, I realized we don't have any cinematics for it. That's something like you probably would have been able to take care of. Like, I don't know, like
I know. Well, it's because my thing about the Dallas one is that it was like I kind of suggested it like in the morning that we were leaving. And I was like, dude, I just want to get the fuck on the road. Like, I don't have time to film like me getting my bags, putting them in the car, like all this shit. Which don't get me wrong. Like, I think all that shit would have been dope. But no, I think like my perspective on it is if I can, I I probably will shoot like cinematic like intros to stuff like more because in the day and age that we're in, the attention span of people is just fucking
Mine.
small, bro.
Mine,
And like,
bro.
yeah,
Blame
and if they
TikTok.
catch, yeah, dude, TikTok and short form has just ruined a lot of shit for like everybody. Even the consumer, like, it's ruined it for themselves because they're like, what if they want to see this video, they find it interesting, and they're just like spacing out, like, oh, dude, it's longer than 5 seconds. Like,
Bro,
know?
I find myself all the time like on YouTube or like when I'm eating. I can't eat without YouTube, you know, or like something. And like I'll be watching a YouTube video and then I pull out my phone for TikTok as I'm watching the YouTube video. And like I blame the whole fucking TikTok like attention span. I don't know to say I'm kind of glad that they might get rid of it. I think it's like January they might get rid of it. But I think it could help me be able to work on my attention span because like, even once I'm done eating, like I could lose interest whatever I'm watching and I have to like start watching something else. I don't know. Like, I really do kind of need to work on my attention span.
yeah. But like, the reason I add the cinematics like so like punchy, I don't know if you noticed like in that one video. I'm gonna shameless plug it again. Y'all should go watch it. You could see like transitions like happening like pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then it goes to like, oh, dude, this shot is like different from this one. This shot is like at a different angle from this one. Like, oh shit, like he's like, it's like continuity,
You're right.
and it's fucking happening. And I think it got to the part where like I'm driving and you see the title. I think that like I love doing the movie titles like on a lot of
Mhm.
shit, dude. Like I've worked with a lot of artists and a lot of like music video stuff, and I always make sure to fucking add that like a movie title because for me, that's what catches my fucking eye.
Right. I really want your shit to
You
pop
know?
off, dude. Like, I always see your shit. I'm like, dude, this is fucking clean. I try to share it, or whatever. And like, I don't know why like some of the retention isn't always there for yours for some reason. Like, and it pisses me off because it's like, dude, how are other people putting out some bullshit and like it's popping off and then like your shit just it
Yeah.
needs, I don't know, I fucking hate that. But
Nah, like okay, I'm just gonna add one last thing on that.
very good.
So the thing is, if I showed you my analytics, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like,
Mhm.
I think I barely hit over 1,000 on my Instagram like this year. Because
Oh,
I wasn't
shit.
trying. I wasn't
Right.
trying last year. I wasn't trying like for a long time. So I hit over 1,000. And it sounds really like short, or like some people might see it like whatever. But for me, it's like like I said, I've just been starting to give a shit more about like what I like. And I
Creativity.
start posting like what I like.
Yeah.
Once I started doing that and working with like artists and like doing the car stuff, everything, I realized like that I wasn't paying attention to the followers. Dude, I'm like 112 away or like 108, something like that, from like 2K.
Nice.
And I thought I would never like reach 2K.
Yeah.
It's like such a small milestone for some people, you know, because some people could just be like, I'm not shitting on anyone, but they could just be like influencers and people that are like popular, people that people know. They hit that shit like right away, right?
Yeah.
Or they'll make an alt account and the alt account already fucking hits in, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like people don't get like the community, I guess, or the stuff that I'm doing is like pretty niche, like what I like.
Right.
So it's cool knowing that like the people who follow me, they fuck with the same shit that I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, it's not that people don't have the retention. It's that I think the right people are like always paying attention to
Right.
like what I do. And the people that tag along, they're really fucking creative people too.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm pretty happy with like what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Quality over quantity.
yeah, so I'm actually okay. Fuck, I'll announce it here, like just because we're already here. And I'll make a story about it. But I'm gonna do a giveaway when I hit 2K. If I hit 2K before the end of the year, I'm gonna do it like a really crazy giveaway where it's like I'll literally shoot a cinematic for you, like
Nice.
a badass cinematic of whatever you want. Like no matter what it is, like whoever gets me to 2K, I'm just gonna pick a random follower, reach out to them. If they don't answer, I'm gonna go to the next one. Shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
What
Um
about there like a follower in like Vermont?
hey dude, like I'll make it happen. Like I'm so serious. Like I really want to get it to where if it's somebody that follows me like in the country, no matter where it's at, like I'll make it a point to like go see them. Like if it's not, obviously it's not gonna be probably like in the beginning of the year, but I do travel pretty often. So if I'm where is it, like Colorado or like fucking Dallas, like I could probably catch a flight from those big cities like to anywhere. So yeah, no, like I really want to do that.
Not with all this snow, man. Fuck. I've been trying to.
Not right now, obviously.
Yeah, no, but I know, but I'm just saying, like, right now I'm just thinking about, like, sorry, just my brain went somewhere else. Like, I've been thinking of going to, I think Tucson had like a drift event today with like Miatas only. And I don't know how cold it is over there, but in February we went and shit was snowing, like on a drift event. Like it was actually snowing. So I've been thinking of like, maybe I want to go out of town and shit. Like it's gonna be fucking crazy. But sorry, just coming back to the whole conversation. I have a question here from Golden Vapor. For Golden Vapor says, for Golden, how do you like having these fools here doing the podcast?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't suggested it and kind of made it a point.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be cool.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Like I said, like I keep bringing it back. Like both Vlad and I have like that chemistry. We can just kind of making it happen and feel again super grateful for the fact that like this was an opportunity. More than an opportunity, it's just like a like a big collaboration from all of us. And I also made it a point as like if for whatever reason I'm no longer here, like I didn't want this whole thing to be like, oh, it's all Mangekyo oriented, which is why we never named it like something Mangekyo, something that it's just kind of like collabing on it. It's super fucking cool. So again, if there was anything that to happen to me that I leave or that I no longer hear, whatever.
Jeez, you
I'm just
all
saying,
dark before
No,
Christmas. Huh?
I'm just dark before because I'm just saying like I want this to keep doing its own thing, even if there's some whatever reason that we can no longer do it. Like it'd be fucking cool if there's somebody that can carry that and keep it going. What are we on time? Like, it's kind of been a minute, isn't
We
it?
can go as long as we want, honestly.
Hour 25.
Shit, I don't know. I mean,
Hey, bro.
Got
The
anything else
the
in
only-
chat? Anything?
Yeah,
I'm looking.
the only clock we have right now is the clock of hunger, brother. Like,
It's relatively early. Honestly, it's relatively early too, because like we did start kind of early. I want to do something like that.
Chicken fry closes at 1, so we still got time.
Chicken fry. Hey, shout out Chicken Fry by the way.
Ellie?
Ellie. Yeah, shout out Chicken Fry. They were out here. Well, not here in the other location for what was the
They were at our other location for our 11-year anniversary, and they were at this location for our grand opening.
yeah, and then they're at the boardwalk. They were actually super cool with like talking to the management there at the boardwalk to get the cars in there. Unfortunately, it was raining. Unfortunately, and a lot of people didn't come out. They were supposed to happen, but the people that did come out, the Subies, ironically enough, during the rain, they actually were the only ones to come out. Like maybe like a Miata or two, and then the other like Subies for the rain, which is super
because
cool.
their cars can drive in the rain, bro.
Yeah. And like I even kind of called out shots to the people that like I had invited where everyone was like, oh, it's raining. And then the people who came out, I was like, these fools ain't scared of a little rain. Like, yeah, shout out fucking Chicken Fry. They're actually interested in being vendors at the stand small out there if we
That'll be really cool.
yeah.
Still waiting on Diego to let me know about letting him be a vendor there at Springfest.
Oh shit. Yeah. Nah, he'll get back to you. He'll get back to you eventually. What else do we got
Wait,
here?
of you being a vendor?
No,
Or them
Chicken
being a
Fry.
vendor? Oh, Chicken
Oh,
Fry.
I thought about you.
No, about Chicken Fry being a vendor at Springfest.
Yeah. So at what Springfest was it, bro? The very first one that like we shot at together, like you and I.
That we shot at.
It was Springfest 9, right? I think it was 9,
Let me
right?
see.
We're
Okay.
only 11 now.
It's super interesting, actually. Now that we mentioned that, with Springfest 9, I wanted to make like a relatively good video, and I gathered a bunch of like the photographers that I don't want to say believed in, but definitely like trusted with their work, and people who I felt like could deliver something without them necessarily being like super popular, super big. Because I didn't want to get somebody who had already named for themselves and like take their time away from it. So plugging in, I had Fuego Media come out, Ghost LC come out. Was Ryan helping us out with some footage? I don't know. I think he was just tagging along.
No, I think he was just there.
And then John, Black A5, KCALB. Where you at, by the way? Where's your shit? Where you posting? You haven't posted in a while.
Dude,
Calling you
all
out
of
for
them
that
haven't
shit.
posted in a while.
Yeah, all of y'all motherfuckers haven't posted in a while. But fortunately, that chat has been like active. We've all been pretty creative. And then Vlad was one of the guys also that was getting some of the content. But we've done like not work together before that, but like we've already like had some interaction way prior to that.
Bro, we went through a lot of shit like pretty early on.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, bro? The dreaded Camaro fucking sideswiping the van.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that. That was actually one of the first
The one
like.
on Eastlake?
Yeah.
You lost your camera, right?
Well, when they broke it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it literally happened like close to that neighborhood, bro.
So it was in September 2021, right? 22? No, it was 22. I think it was 22. Damn, I'm actually gonna plug in that vlog. I'm gonna reshare it today. Be like, this is when it happened.
That was like right around the time that I started seeing stuff from you too.
Really? Yeah, and I think that's actually one of the first times that FitFam actually shared our shit because of that. Like, hey, help them find the people who sideswipe their gear. And
Bro, you didn't even need help.
I didn't know, so I don't know if this is information we can disclose, but Vlad was able to get a hold of the plates and where the person lived. And the next day, me and Trendy, he was like, "Let's go, bro. Let's fucking go." He's that guy. He's
Let's
like,
roll up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty fucking scary, bro. Like, it's because so in the past, like people fucked me over on like crazy shit. I always find out where you live, like, and if I don't find out where you live, I definitely know where your mama lives, bro. Like, that's real shit.
nah. And like when it first happened, like I wanted to follow the guy, but I was just like, man, like this guy's drunk, but he's got a gun or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we took pictures of the plates. We went back, whatever. And the next day we go, and sure enough, like it was. Was it the next day? It was, huh?
Yeah,
Like,
it was the next day.
damn.
Well, it's because so we got the plates and everything, and then I literally just told Abe, I was like, "Hey, bro, I got the address and everything. Here you go."
like, yeah, dude. Like turnaround time wasn't even like 24 hours.
So what'd they do when you showed up?
So I had already filed a police report, but my dumbass didn't tell the police that I found the house, like the car. It just completely went over my head, And like me and Trendy pull up, and like, yep, that's the car. Like it's missing the whole side mirror and everything. That's him. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I already filed a police report. Like, it's all good, I guess. Like they'll know where he lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. Like I never got an update on that. Like I never got an update. I never even called for an update because it wasn't necessarily all that.
You did all the work for the police and they just said, they'll get back to me and they
Yeah.
never got back to you?
I did.
I don't know. Like,
Oh, okay.
well, yeah, but I mean, they had the plates. I gave them the plates. They can figure that out.
Yeah, they didn't do shit.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know if I never got a phone call back. I don't know if I called them now and be like, hey, whatever happened? Like I have the case number. Like whatever
You
happened.
might. I mean,
And maybe like, oh, he got ticketed or some bullshit. But it would have been interesting if we had followed him home and then called the police. It would have been a nasty DUI ticket because that guy I'm pretty sure he was fucking faded. Like, because he swerved into us, boom, and when we were following, he was just like swerving. Like, it was so bad.
such a bad thing around here. It's
Yes,
crazy.
dude, DUIs is fucking insane. Like, also with like the shootings and stuff. I remember somebody got shot at over there at where they do the lowrider stuff in the summer. I think it was this summer.
Lincoln Park?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it was this summer or last summer. And somebody was like, "Oh man, El Paso's getting so bad." So, and I told them, well, I did comment. I was like, honestly, man, it's kind of always been like that. Like, you just hear about it more now because of social media. But
True, but so a lot of people from the outside would probably think that like, oh, a lowrider show is probably where that shit's gonna pop off the most. No, that's
everywhere.
lowrider shows are normally honestly the most chill, like
Yeah.
respectful places you can be.
There's some
So for
down-ass fools.
one to happen there was kind of like, ooh, I don't know.
Yo, and the reason why I say this or why I commented that is because there's record on some police reports of the year you can find online.
Yeah.
And for me, the reason why I searched that up was because I went to this one school growing up called Ernesto Serna School, and this officer was shot and killed when he found out somebody was stealing something from Walmart.
Yeah, he was off duty and he chased him.
Was he off duty?
I believe he
I'm
was
not
off
sure.
duty.
But
for
he
security.
chased him. The guy turns around with a revolver, shoots him twice, and Serna pulls out his and shoots him back, and he kills him. But Serna died afterwards in the hospital from complications. And this was, I believe, in the late 90s.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So this happened, and like the school was named after him. That's like the history we all have, and that's why I know it. Because we were taught that. As students from there, I guess we had to know. But I looked up, I wanted to know more about it, and I searched it, and like one of those was in the police report, and I started looking into like the crimes and so on and so on. So on. They have literal numbers of like what kind of crimes. Like there's even one like when you go back all the way to like the 80s or whatever, 70s, 60s of like. There's like a term for calling someone crazy. I forgot what it was called, like madman or some shit like that. It was weird. It's so weird. Like nowadays that wouldn't fly, But the crimes seem relatively similar to today's numbers. Like just different areas now. Like now it's like crazy on the east for some reason. But back then it'd be mostly like west side or northeast or whatever. But like the numbers seem to be very similar to today, like robberies, assaults, theft, petty theft, and bullshit like that. And
I think crime in and of like that type of crime is probably about the same. I'm very interested about the DUI numbers.
yeah,
though.
no, that doesn't even go like with
Because it seems like people around here like collect DUI numbers like there's something to brag about. Like
Yeah,
they'll
like-
be on like their 4th, 5th, 6th.
like Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
No, it's insane. Like I'm a bit afraid to be driving late night already on
Yeah,
Fridays.
definitely.
Like I go to the gym like 11 p.m. sometimes, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like I gotta be really aware of like my surroundings and shit. Because even on the highway, usually the highway is like the safest road to be on late at night, and like even then, like
What's crazy is like people. It's all the time. I'll pull up to a stoplight, look over to my right side, and there'll be a dude like chugging a tall boy like
Yeah.
in broad daylight. It's like, oh shit.
Serena's kids are cops now. She said.
Yeah, they are.
Really?
I actually met his son through my wife.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they grew up together.
and it's wild because I believe his sister was a teacher, and my brother had her as a teacher, and she passed away. So eerie. She passed away from cancer the same day he passed away, like on the same date, and it's super like it's so strange. You know how like life works sometimes, but like I remember that being very like a topic, and that's crazy. We steered from like the car stuff and like everything else. I don't know. It's just super interesting. Like,
Yeah.
I actually went
It
to
is.
that.
oh yeah, you went there too.
Yeah, I went there too. Well, actually, to be fair, I literally went to like every elementary school in the Socorro district.
The
Like, no
rough
bullshit.
childhood we're talking
Yeah,
about.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, violin. Just played off like nothing.
I got a random comment saying I'm from Indonesia. That's fucking cool.
Shout out Indonesia. Their cars
Shout
are
What up?
Shout
They
out.
got some pretty cool cars out there too.
yo for real.
Yeah, they do.
Did you ever what was that account from
It's Need for Acceleration. I know.
Need for Acceleration. Did you ever have a follow from Need for Acceleration on Instagram?
I don't know. You want me to check?
Check right now. Need for Acceleration. And if it's not
And
Need for
it's spelled out?
Acceleration, yeah, Need for Acceleration.
He actually posted not that long ago.
Need
And I'll get to that right now. If
all one word.
Yes, and if it's not that, it's Persia Visuals.
need and then the number for acceleration.
Is he following you? Either
No.
on Golden or so one time I think it was like, man, it must have been like 2 years ago, like in 2022 when I started the Discord. He joins, right? Whatever, like chit chatting, cool, and he follows everybody and like he comments on everyone's posts, specifically like Risto. He's like a big fan, comments on all this shit, and like he seems local, dude. Like he was messaging me about a bunch of shit. I'm like, hey man, what's up? Like I would like to meet you sometime. Like he was telling me, and I was like, yeah man, I'm gonna be at so and so, and he's like, oh, it's because I'm not from there. I was like, where you from? I think where's he from? Like some sort in the Middle East, right?
Yeah, he's somewhere in the Middle East.
Thinking
But
like
I don't
Egypt.
really know
I think.
where.
I think it's like Egypt, and
Yeah, if he's Persian, it's probably like Egypt.
yeah, it was like from Egypt, and then he follows everybody in El Paso. It's like very specifically El Paso. Like I feel like he just networked with everybody here locally and just follows everybody who like we follow, and he was like super active back in the day, but apparently like they banned social media wherever he's at specifically.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he can only log in to like very like sporadically. Like he used to be active every day.
He's got to do it like an assassin, go to like a
Basically,
internet
like a
cafe with a
VPN.
VPN.
Yeah,
and-
literally, just to be able to share his like car content. And so like, bro, we have it good out here. You know what I'm saying? Like we can literally just do whatever we want with the fucking internet. And he has to like go out of his way VPN just to post a car picture or like the shit we do. So once like I don't know, like once in a blue moon, like literally once in a blue moon, like once every 6 to 8 months, he'll spam my shit.
Just everything he's been waiting to get
Yeah.
out.
He just like looks at everything that he's missed out on and then just fucking disappears for another like 8 months, which is super fucking like, I don't know, it's like respectable and like you can appreciate that kind of dedication. What are you guys fighting in the chat? At Abe, yeah. So I made Gandamu for the first time at what is it? Animating cars. I remember animating cars with.
I don't know if I've ever met the Gandalf guy or not, but I really like his stuff. I'm a big Gundam fan.
Yeah, no, he's putting out pretty cool shit. He's been around for the stuff that much longer than we have for sure. I remember when he was doing like the slow girl stuff for a while, throwback slow girls. And speaking of throwback shit, like I want to get someone in here who's kind of like a bit of I don't want to say OG, but somebody who's doing shit way before our time. Because one way my brother put it was like, you guys have only been at it for 4 years, and I was like, I agree. Like I agree.
Photography based,
Just car stuff. Just car stuff. And like all I know is from 4 years to now. And
That's nothing.
it's nothing. And like I can agree. Like I get it.
You don't know anything about like Thunder Alley or
Team Fusion that I've heard, like just a bunch
New
of
Type.
exactly. And like the only reason why I know those things or like they sound so familiar is because there's this page on Instagram that just like they started posting and they haven't posted in a few days, but it's called No Cruising Zone. I think I mentioned it not too long ago.
No.
It's called No Cruising Zone, and they have pictures in there of old car gatherings and stuff like things. It's pretty cool because like they're not just taking pictures of like regular like exposures that they've gotten. Like they're scanning them and they're posting them and they're just saying like throwbacks and like there's meets there from the Cohen Stadium.
Cohen Stadium, old Taco Cabana meets or the
Yeah,
old meets over
right.
on what is that dude's name? The coach from UTEP, the super famous one. What was his name?
Don Haskins.
Don Haskins Road.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
different
yeah.
Stuff like that. Mhm.
Yeah, and like I'm looking through that shit. I'm like, bruh, like what? Like this was us in the 2000s, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I don't judge. Obviously, like the styles are way different now. You know, like this is what was in. Like I saw, was it like a Celica or like a Tiburon? You know, like
The twin engine Tiburon that used to be here.
I don't know. It's just like a
No.
silver one. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I probably wasn't around. You know, I was like a fucking 5-year-old when that show was happening. But like, I want to know who's behind that. I want to know like if you guys know, I'll probably reach out and maybe we get a response. But like if we could get some more info or insight of like what it used to be like, that'd be super interesting. Because I know a little bit of the story of like Low Class and Cruiser Grid and like a little bit of like kind of
The low class stuff we can wait till Diego's episode.
right. I just know that there's a bit of like, fuck this, I want to do my own thing. Like when Diego started his own shit. And
I
that's
think
super
that's
cool.
how a lot of things start.
Right. And but I don't know, it's just super interesting. Like hopefully we can get that shit going with him once we get like an okay for him. What is it that we were waiting for him for the
He's waiting to put together a little bit of a piece for Springfest,
Right.
and
Oh yeah.
then he's gonna be ready for that.
So just so you guys know, we do have a list of like a couple people that we want to get out here, but just kind of waiting on them. Also, a bit of my fault to not get like all the scheduling on top of it, but definitely something we want to address. Doesn't seem
Taco
like
Cabana meets back in the day were really cool though.
was it the one at the Joe Battle or like
no,
older
Lee
shit?
Trevino.
Mm.
Oh,
That's why there's all those signs on Lee Trevino, no cruising.
Yeah,
zone.
so that's why that Instagram says on their bio like we're the reason, like we are the reason for the
those meets were always cool.
It's fucking wild. So I want to know what the story behind that was because there had to have been some big deal about it in the news or some big deal that like you guys can't do this shit. We're gonna do it. Like, cause apparently that's only an El Paso thing, right?
What?
The no cruising zone is it?
I don't know.
Like I don't think I've ever seen that or heard of that anywhere.
I can't say that I've really paid attention to see if I've ever seen one of those signs. Or
I
not.
have. There has been multiple locations where it's like no cruising zone. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Because I was just not around or aware of exactly what that meant.
But in El Paso, there's a few spots where they have that sign.
I know the one. I think Texas Avenue for a while had it, and I'm not sure they removed it, but I don't know. I really wish I could get a hold of whoever that is and talk to him about it. Yeah, because my brother was I don't want to say talking shit, but definitely was like, bro, there's so much more substance that you guys can add to it by like speaking to the OGs and like talking to people that were actually around that way before you guys. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, it just happens to be that. Where are they? You know, again, like, I'm not talking shit, but I'm like, where are they? We want to know where they're at. Like, we want to know what the fuck is going on, what happened, where they fall off.
Or like OG, like Honda team, Kiyoso.
I don't know shit.
Pipes, if you're seeing this, what was his name?
I don't know. It's like you're asking the wrong person. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe if we got two OGs in here that would like just chop it up. It doesn't have to be us or hosting it. That'd be
All I know
fucking
is you're making me feel really, really old.
Oh
You're
my
like
God.
4 years ago. Damn, Taco Cabana on Joe Battle? No.
Yeah, no, dude. And like, I'm super proud of like what we've done, but I wish I could like know more of like what used to be a thing, because I don't want to say like, oh, we've been dominating this shit. No, it just happens to be that everybody's like really messing with their shit. And the more we put out, the more people want to consume it. So it's like, I want to know what's going on before me. Cause that definitely is a thing of like, oh, like fuck yeah. Like that'll humble me for sure. Like even more so than like
The big thing back then was there wasn't as many. I mean, you didn't have social media in this. You had social media, but not in the same way you do today.
right.
So you didn't have everybody with their phone out or everybody with their camera
And
out.
how would you like even like for example, like somebody can post and you have you have the luxury now to be like, hey, I'm gonna send it to El Paso Schmidt so you can share my flyer.
Yeah, no.
Back then, bro, like
Back then, a lot of it was like word of mouth, or
Right.
there'd be a meetup spot, and then people would talk, and then they'd go off to the illegals on a certain street or something.
forwarding messages, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I did get a little bit of like the era of not cars, but like just in general with getting a forward,
Mhm.
because I was in that weird generation where we had some analog and some digital, and then we completely turned to like all like digital social media. So I remember still using the 1, 2, 3 keypad for texts. So I remember getting the forwards. Like, was that a thing? I guess like during the car shit,
Oh,
like you get it
definitely,
forward, hey,
yeah.
meeting up forward, so.
Meeting up there, yeah, definitely.
I figured like it'd also be like a new world thing. Like, hey, everybody knows to gather here on Wednesdays.
That was one of the big meets, but Taco Cabana was the big one for a while.
Dude, fuck yeah. And my brother did tell me, he's like, yeah, I remember like they used to gather and so, like way before. He was throwing some names, but
You used to fill up that whole parking lot, like the Taco Cabana, where I think it's a car dealer now, but it used to be a
Yeah.
gas station. Then the little shopping center, the Whataburger down the street.
fuck, like that's
In
definitely
front of the Hudson's, right?
Yeah, across the street. Mm-hmm.
that's a what you call it? That's a topic that we should say for like one particular video.
Damn,
Just-
bro, you said cruise the grid. That just brought back a core memory of mine, bro.
Or wasn't there another one? Night Shift Nights or something at one point?
I don't even know, dude.
They did it
Literally,
like Fox Plaza, I think. Yeah.
literally all I know is like when low class was already popping off. Like, and I started relatively like not too long ago. So it's like I don't want to say it's never too late to start, but like at the same time, it's like I feel like I don't know shit. And I just want to know more. I want to figure out more.
Gotta respect your elders.
Literally, no, for real. Like you gotta kind of just give credit where credit is due, where everything was like started, because we have it easy, like low key, like for real. Like we just pulled up and all this shit was already established, and all we did was like feed off of it. And like I'm like guilty to say it's like I plugged into a lot of shit that like was really benefiting the stuff that we were doing, but at the same time, like I just want to know. I just want to know where the source of all this shit was. Like who was putting all this shit together? Where was all these things happening? Like I'm pretty sure there's a lot of crazy stories about this shit. And you were telling me that some of the people who were prominent in this stuff just are either not here or just dead. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, some have just faded away. It's kind of like with anything. Everybody grows up. They
Right.
get jobs. They get wives, kids. Other priorities. So there's a lot of stuff that they kind of just fade off
Yeah.
and do. I know there's a couple people that are, they faded off, but they still have cars. They just don't bring them out to like all the meets, different things.
yeah, I don't know. And like I sometimes see myself like I don't know. Unless something comes by that creates a better opportunity for my lifestyle, cars isn't going to be the thing for me forever. You know what I'm saying? But if I could try to steer it that direction, it will be. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I have like this whole like thing going for me or whatever. Like I remember again, Trendy telling me like, hey, what if you try to do something else and steer away from the cars for a little bit? And I was like, why? Right now everything's kind of like pointing to the right direction. Why would I now? You know? So I don't know. I just feel like I find it strange sometimes when people are like, I'm not doing the car shit no more or whatever. And I'm like, why? Like you just lose the passion for it, like or just in general, like the photography and stuff or whatever. It's just strange. Like I don't
I
know.
think that's with any type of like thing that you're a hobby or a fad or something you're in love with. I mean, like you have a car, you love it for a little bit, and then it messes up on you, and you're like, I'm gonna sell this thing. You know what I mean? or I'm just not gonna go anymore.
Right.
It just happens. But
I don't know. I just
if you're into cars, it's like me. I'm into cars, but we're not directly involved with a lot of car stuff, but we're still involved with car stuff.
yeah. No, and I think that's super fucking cool. Like honestly, like that's like a way for the branding for the image of like Golden Vapor, which is super cool because like when I have this shirt for the Liberty Walk Ferrari, it doesn't say Golden Vapor, but like people already know. You know, like I said, it's synonymous with it. I love that shit. I'm not sure if there's any thoughts that we have for this. Again, it wasn't necessarily like a whole Golden Vapor oriented podcast. Like it was more like a open ended conversation that we had. I do want to actually be able to like create a big like outline for you so we can actually discuss like more Golden Vapor, because I know there's like some things that we touched base on that are pretty interesting, but I kind of also wanted to give people a taste of like, oh, that's kind of what it is, because there's people already wondering, there's people behind the scenes that have been asking me like, so who is that guy, like what does he do, because you haven't
Am I that unapproachable? Like,
no, I
really?
don't think it's that. I just think that people just don't know, because like they just see like, oh, is it him? They just ask like, oh, it's him. Like, is it so and so? Like, yeah, it's him. It's basically the guy that almost looks like Vlad. So
I get asked so many times if we're brothers. Whenever anybody sees the freaking podcast, they're like, "Oh, was that your brother?"
no, and it's fucking funny, but like I feel the same way sometimes, but I just feel like a lot of people don't know exactly who it is, because sometimes they come to the shop and they see multiple people like being like vocal and communicating with their customers, and they all have I think you have a really good like team of people who are flexible with like their vocabulary, and like your customer service guys here.
We do have a really good team. I can't say enough good stuff about them. We have a really good team. If there's one bit of business advice or life advice that I could give anybody, it would be bet on people. That's what I do. I bet on people.
Right.
Like, and what I see in them, and I'll give them the shirt off my back, the opportunities, anything that I can. Bet on people. People are what's going to change the world, change your life, change your opportunities, change your outlook. Surround yourself with good people. Everything else will be easy, even the hard times.
And yeah, like, and that's why I think like one of the things when people kind of wonder like who is it, is because everybody in here has got a really good head on their shoulders. Like they know like how to talk to people. They're paying attention. They're always like, hey, how can I help you? So and so. So it feels like everyone's collectively like, I don't want to say the owners, but like they all feel like,
and we tell them all. We tell them all to treat it like that. Treat it like it is your own place, because we all have the same mission statement. They've all bought into the same mission statement. If they're just here to be a vending machine and sell stuff to people and not talk about, oh, well, you don't vape, you probably shouldn't, and just hand them something and call it a day. They're not for us to be here. That's not the type of environment we want to portray. We want everybody that walks in to not just be a customer, but be like a part of like the Golden family. That's what it is. We've said that you can probably go back, what are we, almost on our 12th year? You can go back, and we've always been saying be Golden family, different stuff like that. And all the employees have definitely bought into that, and we want them to not only treat it, but feel like it is theirs.
Right. And it's just, I think for me personally, like I've attributed Golden to some level of like prestige for sure, because like you said, it's not just like a smoke shop. It's like it's a vapor shop, and like there's a certain level of quality that you've held like the name standard to. So when I think of it like any other shop, like I just kind of like, oh shit, cool, whatever. But I don't want to say it's not approachable, but it's intimidating. At least for me, like same thing when you approached me about the sponsorship, it's like, oh shit, like you work with the legit guys, you work with the big hitters, so I'm like, fuck, like it is intimidating, but I don't want to say unapproachable. It's just a little bit, you kind of hesitate to be able to ask that. But I think more so than it's just that, from looking as like a consumer, like just somebody who's not necessarily doing like a brand or whatever, people are just kind of curious to know like who actually is it, or who's doing it. Oh, it's a him. I was like, oh,
it's me.
It is. And like it's crazy because like I get all the time that your wife's just saying like, oh, he's super shy. Like, oh, I don't know. You're doing good in front of the camera. Like, you're pretty chilling.
All the employees recently, ever since that little meme came out, of like the little, like, I don't know what he is. Like, I'm a chill guy.
Yeah.
That's what they send me all the time, because that's how I am. Like, I'm just a chill dude.
Yeah. No, but it's cool. Like the fact that you're also kind of like stepping out of your comfort zone to be able to do shit. Because I know for the first time you're like, I don't know. I mean, I'll talk if I have to talk, but like, I'd rather not, whatever. So, we should be. Sorry, what was that?
No, it's because I think the live ended.
Oh,
or paused.
It is paused. Sorry.
I don't know, bro. Like, I I personally don't think you're not unapproachable, but maybe people get in their own head about a lot of shit. But if there's one thing I'll say is you're a fucking awesome fucking person, bro. And I haven't even known you that long, but you're a
Thank
fucking
you, I
awesome
appreciate
person. You and your wife, fucking amazing people. Like
You
I
guys
think
too,
are fucking dope.
definitely.
And I can see it rubbing off on like the people that you put yourself around. I just don't know about that Ivan guy, bro. I don't know.
It be your own sometimes. It really do.
Yeah.
Be your own.
Fucking if you ever come say and see Ivan, just be able to just talk shit to him.
Yeah, just tell him it'd be your own.
It'd be your own. Just
It'd
kidding.
be your own.
Shout out
Just kidding. I
Moist.
love you, bro.
Yeah, but it looks like we're just kind of a bit on the end stick of this.
Time for chicken fries, what I'm hearing.
Fuck yeah. Like I said, but no, yeah, I really wish maybe we could get. I feel like Blad could probably deliver something for like I could get together an outline to be able to make like an actual Golden Vapor episode, because we did touch base on a few things, and like I don't want to necessarily revisit everything we already spoke about, but definitely go into detail and like more shit, because I know for a fact like running a business, like the same things we talk with like Trendy. I know you got you said you had very similar like ideologies with him,
Mhm.
but I
Definitely.
feel like we want to hear it from you. Like I personally do. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be super fucking interesting. So again, I don't want to necessarily call this episode a filler, but definitely something a little bit more open ended. Trying to see something new with like the Instagram or whatever.
I think it's just an episode. That way we can. I mean, let's see what people think about it.
Yeah,
Let's
a
see
little
what other
little,
people have to
little
say.
more elongated as well. I think it was a little longer than usual, but
Yeah, all the people that have been asking us to do a really long episode, this is the one.
yeah. So we already got access to Apple for the podcast, right? Like we can.
Yeah, on Spotify, I think. Right?
So Spotify and Apple. So if y'all want to start listening to shit while you're in the gym or you're driving, whatever, you're gonna have to be watching like the YouTube video. You're gonna have to be waiting on the edit itself. You can just find it on just for you to have it on your headphones. So there's that. Fuck yeah, the Blad was actually making those moves happen.
How many subscribers are we up to on YouTube right now?
I think it's like 57 or 60,
Is it?
just about. Yeah.
Here, I can
Hold
check.
on, let's check.
Waiting for the results.
Also, I do want to have like an actual like Q&A, because I know this was kind of like last minute, but like I'm gonna post on Mangeki and like Monday, see if there's, hey, what do you guys want us to like
Talk about.
talk about? Is there anything you guys are interested? Like if we bring so and so, like what do you guys want to know? And I'm pretty sure so many things like we just wouldn't have thought about ourselves. So there's that as well. Like we want to address it with you. Other than that, anything you want to add? Anything you got going on besides the giveaway ending this week?
I just hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
Hell yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
and I think for that, let's to just one of the people that like or comment on this YouTube video. Let's give away one of those skateboards. What do you think?
Hell yeah. Let me. I was gonna point the camera the direction. But
Here, I got you.
Grab
This is the more mobile one.
Just grab the second one down.
you want to give one of those?
Yeah,
Second
just grab it.
Here.
The one that looks like the Christmas one with the Italian flag. Second one down. Yeah.
Either that one or the white one, doesn't matter.
Hell yeah. Oh, he was reaching. for
Hey,
it.
you hold it. We can give this away to one of the people that like or comment. on
Oh,
the,
your wife said women in motorsports. That's really good.
yeah, that would be a good one to have for a topic.
Damn, why am I here looking this crazy? You didn't tell me anything. So perhaps
Like, go to the YouTube.
perhaps the giveaway will announce what the procedure would be, whether we do YouTube or Instagram or all of the platforms. So you heard it from the man himself. He wants to give this away. Okay, he's gonna have an empty rack on his.
We got a nice cruise weekend one we could throw up.
Oh fuck yeah! So yeah, this is gonna be a giveaway deck. We'll be announcing that pretty soon. So fuck yeah, something we decided on. Well, he decided on last minute or less right now.
Show to the camera.
Oh shit!
Actually, wait. Give it to John. This one looks pretty nice.
Hold up. There you go.
So that's gonna be the giveaway. Hell yeah.
We'll announce that what the procedure would be like for the entry, but it's definitely happening. Keep an eye on that so we can make that shit happen. Anything you got going on, Blad, besides what I already know?
No. I just want to say thanks to everyone that supports us, everyone that fucks with us. Everybody who's just like straight up honest with us too. Letting us know like what they don't like about stuff. Happy that it's on Spotify and Apple finally, even though Apple was being such a pain in the ass. Yeah. Other than that, no. Just again, want to say thank you again, John. Thank you for giving us
Yes,
your time.
of course.
I want to say thank to Abe too, because
I'm a fucking asshole, like you say.
yeah, he's a fucking asshole. No, if you guys watch the vlog, I keep trying to make people think that he's an asshole. He's not an asshole.
Sometimes. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so nothing going on for myself as of December. Thankfully, the car season slowed the fuck down finally. It's too cold for anything to happen. It was actually raining a hella like in Dallas that weekend that we were at.
There's
I think.
that meet next weekend. The one at Fox Toyota.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So Fox Toyota, I think Dazik is doing that again.
Wait, there's a fundraiser this Sunday too, or
There's a couple things going on that are local,
Mm-hmm.
local that aren't necessarily shows, but like definitely stick out your head to check out some of those, fundraiser stuff. Again, there's one happening in Socorro for them to gather, I think, some cash. They do that every year to gather some cash for like the auto kids.
Yeah, I think actually that's a good person that you could speak to on the pod too. That's
Yeah.
Albert
Right.
Alpha Hype.
Yeah, my brother did tell me that he's one of the OGs as well.
Definitely.
December 15th. If this comes
This
out
is-
before
It's
then.
Sunday.
Yeah, no, I'll probably drop in this tonight or tomorrow.
I wanted to take the car, but I mean, go to a high school with a giant golden vapor sticker on the front of it. Like it's
just put tape over the vapor.
I
pen.
know, right?
Make a stealth banner for that.
Or no, just be like, we sell vapes, but like don't vape.
21 plus.
So there's that. We've gone to that a few years already, or like the 2 years that they've done it. Pretty chill. Always like to support, especially like when it's kind of something within the lines of like what we do is even better. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's supporting nonetheless. Starting to look forward to next year. I think there's the biggest thing that I have going on for next year is going to be Muscle Man for Showdown 6. So this is a drift event that happens, I think, every like winter in Tucson. Definitely planning to that.
That's
Stand
the February
small.
one.
Yeah. Stand small. There's still some things being worked, and I know there's people asking for details. I'm really trying really hard to deliver like the best I can for y'all. Like, and I'm saying me because I'm the one sending the emails right now. I'm the one trying to talk to like the really important people, because now it's like we're talking to people outside of the mall management, and that's really challenging. But nonetheless, like we're still gonna get you guys some information regarding that. But I just want to make sure I can lock everything in before I tease anything, So there's that. Other than that, it's time to rest for this season. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, just in case we don't drop anything like after this. Hoping we do. But other than that, Monday Again podcast. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Vlad. Monday Again.